What's up? This is Derek Brown of the Carolina Panthers. Shout out to Rashad and David of the Panther Nation podcast. The voice of the Panther Nation. Make sure y'all like them and subscribe. Keep pounding.
Yo, this is Panther legend Jonathan Stewart, and I just wanted to shout out to Rashad Beard and David Rhodes of Panther Nation podcast. The voice of the Panther Nation. Keep pounding.
You are now tuned into the Panther Nation podcast.
Galore fires to an open Smith. Steve Smith is going to go all the way. No flag down. Smith scores, and the Carolina Panthers win in overtime.
Seal takes the drive. He's intercepted by Keekly. Keekly inside the 20 to the 10 and to the end zone for another Panthers.
Welcome to the Panther Nation podcast. And here are your hosts, Rashad Beard and David Rhodes.
Panther Nation, what is good with y'all, man? It's a glorious week in the offseason, and man, is there a lot to talk about. For some reason, there is so much action, bro.
Compared to last week, you ain't kidding.
Man, yeah, we had nothing to talk about last week, and we just said, hey, we're going to do a Q&A. This week, I mean, it's just a ton of stuff to talk about. And yes, we're going to talk about Dak Prescott. And yes, we're going to talk about all the rumors. So just bear with us. It's going to be a great show. Lots of content. So just hang tight. But y'all know how we get down. Y'all, and what's up with everybody? Grandizer, I got my main people in here. Slim J. Who else I got? I got D Tice, Tim Estes. What's good? Adrian. Gamer got Craig Powell, man. What's good with y'all? I haven't do Striker. I haven't seen some of y'all in a minute, at least commenting, but good to see y'all in the game. Shout out to y'all. Real quick, before we get into the content, hey man, Dave, it was a lot going on this weekend. So how was your weekend, bro?
Look, man, so for those who know, I am a gamer and sometimes I get into the gamer bubble. And that's what this weekend was. I got on an RPG and I was very determined to complete it, and I finished it. Didn't like the ending. I have a feeling there's other endings, but I'm going to keep it rolling. But other than that, it was a pretty chill weekend, you know. I had to work on Saturday actually, so I had to work, and then we had UFC 259, I think it was, or 269, whichever it was. But whatever it was three title fights. It was 259. It was three title fights, and I was in. You know, we've crowned a new GOAT, a new pound for pound over that weekend.
Yeah, man.
She is explosive. I don't think
she's
it's
a
not
monster.
Yo, let me tell you something, man. I just was like, yeah, Amanda's probably gonna knock this girl out. You know, Megan's good, and that's the thing. Like, she made it look so easy, but Megan Anderson is legit. Like, she's legit. And then all of a sudden, she's like,
in there, dog.
Yo, and then
she was scared.
She did look scared. Like, I was like, but before Amanda, she looked legit. And then Amanda went up in there and said, you know what? I'm going to make you submit. I'm going to remind you guys I got a jiu-jitsu black belt. I'm going to make you tap in a couple seconds. Almost broke that girl's arm. And then we had the Tiger knee her around the world, the fight before that. And then we had Stilts. Stilts couldn't do it, man. Stilts it was too big for his britches, bro.
Yeah, I mean, that was a good for a guy that's not, because I'm not into UFC like that, but I did watch this entire pay-per-view, and it was good. I enjoyed myself watching the joint. All the fights were really good, but watching the main event, man, you could see the skill your man had. I call him Lasagna, Adesanya, I think is how you say his name. But yo, you can see the skill that man has, but just he couldn't overcome the weight, and as soon as dude grappled and took him to the ground with those takedowns, it was over. But the skills were there. Like, you could tell he's a kickboxer. He's nice with it. But just the weight, once he got on top of him, it was almost unfair.
Well, now the thing, I think you know what's funny, and I'm kind of mad at myself because I should have probably put money on Jan. Cause I almost went down to Lincoln to go do it because we could gamble here in Rhode Island. And I came real close heading down there to put my money because he was 2-1. It's 2-1 odds to win that fight. And then I saw the weigh-ins, and I'm like,
Yeah.
Oh, Israel didn't bulk up for this one.
And surprisingly, he went to the takedowns late. Like he waited to the fourth and fifth round to start taking them. Maybe he was tired because I know after the first takedown, he was showing wind, and I guess he didn't want to overextend himself. But it was surprising to me that he didn't go to the takedowns earlier. But again, I'm no UFC guy. I'm just a very, very casual guy. So it is what it is.
It looked like Israel had the first 2 rounds. And then I think
for sure.
Yeah, so when Israel had the first 2 rounds, I think Jan was like, all right. Because Jan has a wrestling background. And so he was like, all right, let me go ahead and take this dude down and get to work. Because of the weight difference, it was going to make it difficult on him off gate.
Yeah.
There's nothing that Stylebender could do at that point.
Yeah, good fights, though. I don't want to spend too much time on UFC, but it was great fights, especially from a guy. Again, I'm a layman. I don't really know much about UFC. I watch very casually. Nunez is a beast. It was a fun to watch, and that daggone knee was crazy. That was a wild knee.
And they're gonna do a rematch. They'll do a rematch.
Of course.
But Noon, now back to Noon's real quick, and then we can move on. She cleaned out 2 weight classes.
Yeah.
She has officially cleaned out 2 weight classes. Yo,
she's a problem, yo. She's a problem.
Like there were talks that they were gonna get rid of the featherweight division because of that. But I think she wants to stay in featherweight because it's an easier cut for her than going down to bantamweight.
Yeah. All right. So let's move on from UFC. I know there was a whole slew of events. I watched AEW last night. That was crazy.
I haven't watched it yet.
It was wild.
I heard that Christian came back, right?
Christian came back. Watched Sting fight. Sting still got it, bro. It was cinematic, but it was dope to watch Sting. I'm an old school wrestling fan, so it was dope to see Sting fight. AEW's doing their thing. So shout out to AEW. I watched what else? I watched Jackson State beat Grambling. That game was super wild. So if you're into HBCU football, go watch the replay because that game was wild. Jackson State was about to lose, Jackson State was about to win the game. They had a 3rd and goal on the 1 yard line going to score, and my man fumbled the ball on the 1 yard line, giving it back to Grambling. Grambling drives all the way down, goes to the opposite end of the field. They do the same thing, get to the goal line, and they fumble the ball and Jackson State recovered. And I promise you, it was one of the best games I watched in a long time. That was a really, really good competitive game. So shout out to Grambling State and shout out to Jackson State. It was a really good football game, man.
Who won?
It's on YouTube. Jackson State won. Won. So shout out to Deion Sanders. He got his first SWAC W. No, his second SWAC W. But this is his first real W. Or is Mississippi Valley?
Oh, Mississippi Valley is, yeah.
No, they did. No, you're right. That game got canceled. You're right. That was
because they played Edward Waters in the first game.
That game got canceled. So yes, he did get his first SWAC victory against Jackson State. So shout out to him. Again, really good stuff. A lot of sporting events happened this weekend. Really good times. Had a blast watching all that stuff. So anything else? Did I miss anything? I think I got everything.
Yeah, we covered happy International Women's Day to all the females.
Yeah, shout out to all the women.
To all the 10 females that watch us. I really appreciate it. Appreciate you.
Oh yeah, South Carolina State got washed. They did get washed by Alabama. But who did Arkansas? Oh, Southern. Southern lost to Arkansas Pine Bluff. Southern lost and South Carolina State got waxed by Alabama A&M.
In basketball.
I was gonna watch that game. In football. Southern got waxed by Alabama A&M in wherever Orangeburg, wherever they at. All disrespect ensued. Yes, South Carolina State.
They
what
playing?
Did I say?
You said
Southern. They're playing. Yeah, no, South Carolina State is playing.
I didn't know that.
And Howard is playing. Howard played somebody. Howard and Delaware State played. So the MEAC teams are playing, bro.
In football?
They're playing. In football, yes. They're playing.
I didn't realize that.
Yes, they are playing. But Southern got smacked by Arkansas Pine Bluff. So, hey, man, HBCU football in full effect. And shout out to UNC. I knew I wasn't going to – I was trying to escape without saying it, but shout out to UNC, man. Duke is trash in basketball this year. So I was trying to get out here, but 704 bound put it in here. So I'm going to go ahead and man up. Shout out to the Tar Heels. They swept Duke this year. Duke is not good.
The MEAC basketball tournament's already over? That already happened?
No, Dave. Football, Dave. We talking about football.
We're talking about basketball too.
No,
man.
Basketball hasn't started yet.
Okay.
That MEAC basketball, Dave. You got to pay attention.
But shout out to A&T. They're the MEAC South champs. They're,
Yes,
they're
yes, we
number
are
one
the MEAC
seed.
South Chance because South Carolina State got the COVID down there, and we couldn't play them, so we got the automatic number one seed. So shout out to A&T, man. Shout out to the Tar Heels, though. Shout out to all the Tar Heel fans out there. All right, let's get into this content, Dave. We have talked enough. We've gone 10 minutes. It's a lot to talk about in the NFL. Good things are happening, and Dave, we got to start with the first one. The retirement of Greg Olsen and Thomas Davis will be happening on Thursday, March 11th at 11 a.m. And I do plan on live streaming this joint if I don't have any meetings during that time, which I don't. I don't think at this moment. If I don't have any meetings, I will be live streaming this joint. All teary-eyed. I might drop a tear. I'm not gonna lie. Thomas Davis, Greg Olsen, two of the great Panther legends are retiring. They're doing it together. And Dave,
dope.
do you have any thoughts on these two men?
That's dope. There's one guy missing though, but that's dope. I'm happy they decided to do it together. I think they had phenomenal careers for Carolina. I know we're gonna start getting to the Hall of Fame discussions and whether or not they either one should be in the Hall. But I'm happy for both of them, and I'm happy that they decided to sign a one-day contract with Carolina.
Yes, facts.
Steve Smith.
Well, Steve. Well, hold that thought, Dave, because I do got a point for that. But hold that thought. Let's stay on Thomas Davis and Greg Olsen, give them their flowers.
Absolutely.
But let's talk about Thomas Davis right now. He's the all-time franchise tackle leader with 1,258 tackles, the most games played by a defensive player in franchise history with 176. Straight up warrior, fam. The dude is a warrior. Played through all those ACL tears. Played through the broken forearm in the NFC Championship game.
In the Super Bowl. In the Super Bowl.
But he broke it in the NFC Championship game and played in the Super Bowl with it.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Dave. What was you gonna say?
He's the only player in NFL history to tear his ACL 3 times in the same knee and still able to come back. Yeah. And then he's got the most sacks, 28 sacks from a linebacker in franchise history, and the second most takeaways. That's 24 by any linebacker in franchise history. Shout out to Thomas Davis, man. This dude is a straight up warrior, dog. The mayor of Charlotte, he's a warrior. I'm glad he's coming back to Charlotte to retire. And we're finally, although we didn't let him retire here, it's great that we are bringing him back for the one-day contract and allowing him to retire in Charlotte. So anything else on Thomas Davis before I move on to Greg Olsen? Shout out to Thomas Davis, man. He had an illustrious career, phenomenal career. Peyton Manning, Man of the Year too. I don't know if you said that or not.
Yeah, Walter Payton.
Walter Payton. Peyton Manning. Damn, I'm trash. Walter Payton, Man of the Year.
Yep, he is. I did not say that. Good catch.
2014.
Good catch. Awful execution, but good catch, Dave.
Awful. Catch. Look, you caught me, but we good. We good.
All right, let's move on. Let's move on to Greg Olsen. Olsen is the Panthers' all-time leading tight end in receiving yards with 6,463 receiving yards. He also leads in receptions with 524 for tight ends and 100-yard receiving games with 11 for tight ends. Okay, in terms of receiving records, period, amongst all receivers, including wide receivers, he ranks third all-time in receptions, in yards and receptions, behind Steve Smith and Musa Muhammad. And fourth in receiving touchdowns. So this dude is not, again, in a short period. Like he was, like put it in perspective, bro. Although it seemed like forever, he didn't play that long with the Panthers. Be having all these records like that, bro. Like he's really close to destroying a lot of Panthers records and doing it in a short time, bro. Like
he had like what 4 straight 1,000-yard years?
Three straight.
And he was the first tight end to ever do that, by the way.
First tight end to ever do it.
He did it before Gronk. Well, obviously he did it before Kelsey, but he did it before a lot of tight ends that you would put ahead of that man.
Facts.
That he was playing with. And I think that needs to be, I think that has to matter.
Yeah, and among all tight ends in the Super Bowl era, he's fifth in receptions. This is all tight ends across the NFL. Fifth in receptions with 742. He's fifth in receiving yards with 8,683 and eighth in receiving touchdowns. So that's tough. He's right up there with the greats, man. Right up there with the greats as far as the tight end position. Again, like Dave said, he had 3 consecutive 1,000-yard plus receiving receiving seasons from 2014 to 2016, becoming the first tight end in NFL history to do so. During his first 6 seasons with the Panthers, he did not sit out one single game. And then over the last 3 seasons, he missed 18 games due to the plantar fasciitis, whatever that was.
Foot injury.
Yeah.
Look, man, I'm not in the medical profession. I don't have time to try to break these things down. Foot injury.
The foot injury, dog.
Plantar fasciitis, I think is how you say it, but yeah.
Whatever.
But
whatever.
I've already said Peyton Manning when I should have said Peyton Manning, so I don't want to butcher anything else today, all right?
Yeah, you did. That's a fact. But man, hey, look, I will be live streaming during this, and again, I might cry. Don't judge me, all right? But this dude, both of these guys are great. The name needs to go in the Ring of Honor, along with some other guys. But just while we're at it, Dave, I did tweet this. While we're at it, I said since we gave the 1-day contract to TD, we gave the 1-day contract to Greg. Now, why don't we go ahead and finish this thing off right by retiring the number 89? That'd be great. By retiring the number 90, that'd be great too. And by retiring the number 59, that'd be great too. And then also putting these names up. The Ring of Honor class should be vicious this year, all right? Thomas Davis, Greg, Luke, and Pepper should all go in the Ring of Honor this year. I think that would be a hell of a accomplishment by all those, and Tepper would do right by these guys by doing that. So
he didn't put Pepper in the Ring of Honor the last round.
Peppers ain't in there yet. Mm-mm.
Yeah, so yeah, they could. You definitely
put all those dudes in the Ring of Honor, man. Make that thing happen, Tep. You're doing some positive things with these guys. You did the right thing. Now let's go ahead and get these dudes up in the Ring of Honor, all right? So. That being said, let's move on. This is a good question. And I was gonna say this, but I don't know what he's gonna do, and I don't know what there are no requirements. I remember when they first came out with it, they said there aren't gonna be any written requirements just yet for the Ring of Honor, but I don't know. But I just know that needs to be the next class. What I just said is the next class.
Well, I think what it boils down to with the Ring of Honor is that I guess for him, he felt like they haven't put anybody in there for a long time. That's why he wanted to bring it back. So it could be like
he started it. It was opposite of Sam Mills, but yeah, putting actual play. It's been so long. Like some of these cats were like no brainers. Like you got to put them. Jake DeLone, you got to put them up there. Come on, man.
Yeah, you gotta
put these cats up there, bro.
You gotta put cats up there. No question.
It's no brainers. Like he did the obvious thing, and I think it's the right thing to do. Now let's just fill it up. Let's fill it up. All right, so let's move on. Let's move on. Spent a lot of time on these guys. Again, I will be live streaming this joint, so hit that notification bell. Make sure the notifications are turned on because it's gonna be a busy week. We'll get to the rest of it later, but it's gonna be a busy week for Panther Nation Podcast. Yeah, make sure the notifications are turned on. All right. So let's move on. Let's move on. Again, while we're here, I need to give a shout out to my Patreon members. We only got 2. We only got 2 so far. I thought that it would be a little bit more support with the Patreon, but listen, we're gonna slow roll it. I'm assuming that it's because y'all spending all y'all dollars on Manscaped buying some products. That's what I'm gonna attribute it to. I don't know if it's true, but I'm just gonna say that because we only got 2 Patreons. So I'm just gonna give a shout out right now to the 2 Patreons that we have right now. I'm only going to give them. I'm going to give their. I'm not going to give their government name. I'm just going to give their Discord name, and that's going to be DP3 and the Champ 15. So shout out to those 2 guys. I know who they are. So shout out to them. I'm not going to put their business out there, but listen, join that Patreon. A lot of good things are happening in the Patreon. It was lit today. The Patreon was lit today. All the news that was flowing, it was lit up in the in the Discord. In the Discord, my fault. In the Discord, which is tied to Patreon. It was lit up in there today. So, yeah, man, join that Patreon. Support your boys. We're trying to grow a little bit here. Do your thing. Panther Nation PC at patreon.com. Make that thing happen. Real quick, these are the tiers. I'll let you go to patreon.com and read it. But essentially, I do want to point out one thing. Right as of right now, I do my monthly giveaway for my MVP members. That's going to happen at the end of the month. On the last Monday show. The last Monday show of the month. Okay, I think it's the 29th this month. So you got time to join. I'm going to say this right now. the giveaway for this month is going to be tied to one of those retirees. That's all I'm going to say. It's going to be tied to one of those retirees. And I'm leaving it at that. Right now, I only got one MVP member, so he's going to be, by default, getting that prize. So you still got time. You still have up until the 29th to join the Patreon as an MVP member. We've got exclusive interviews that are going to be happening with some draft analysts that's going to be coming through. We've got interviews with some guys that write for Roto World. It's crazy. A lot of good things are coming down. I don't want to give too much, but we got some really good interviews coming down. And some of this content is not going to hit hit publicly. It's going to be just for the Patreon. So shout out to all the future Patreon members that intend to join. Listen, I get it. Times is tough. I ain't begging. You know what I'm saying? Y'all do whatever you can give. You can give. I ain't pressed for it. Whatever. So I just want to put that out there, and we'll make that happen. If you got any questions, man, just message me. We'll get that cracking a little bit later.
Folks waiting for the stimmy.
Yeah, man, it's all good. Hey,
and I get it.
Judgment.
I get it, man. No judgment at all, man. Like I know times
judgment.
we know that times are tough. You know, we thought long and hard about how we wanted to bring this up.
Sure. We didn't want to do it. Actually, we didn't want to do this at first. We didn't want to put this up, but after discussions with other podcasters, it helped us realize that, hey, man, you can't be too proud to ask for support. And that's what we asking for. We asking for support. And listen, it takes a lot of time out of my day to put a lot of this stuff together. I got family I gotta take care of. And it's a lot. We got a lot going on, bro. So I'm just gonna put it out there. Listen, we're asking for support. We ain't too proud to ask for support. And I think it's the right thing to do. Go ahead, Dave.
Yeah, for me, it's, I'm going to get the fantasy thing popping post-draft. So once the draft is over, fantasy is going to be rocking and rolling. I'm going to actually break down positions across the board for fantasy. I'm going to talk about how the rookies are going to be involved with some of these squads, and then we're going to go from there. But I'm going to be more heavy hitter because I know Rashad has been taking the brunt of it. I would be lying if that isn't the case. Rashad's been the MVP, so to speak, of this when it comes to all this content. But I'm going to start getting heavily involved. But just like him, we both got families, man. And eventually my wife's going to say, well,
yeah,
I'm going to keep, So, so I think, we want to keep this thing going. And we're always going to, and as before, we're always going to have the Monday show. The Monday show is not going away. That's going to always be here. We're always going to be here Monday. But if you guys got it to support, by all means, I think we'd rather you support here versus doing the super chat, because at least we'll get a better cut.
Facts. Just real quick, we're not going to turn down the super chat, but just to be upfront, transparent, YouTube takes 40% of that, so we don't get to see it. Patreon has a better, their fee structure is better, so it helps us out. We get to see more money, and it helps us out. Again, we got subscriptions and stuff we got to pay for, which I've been paying for out of my pocket for the past 3-4 years or whatever. So it's all good. Again, don't want to get too deep into this, but listen, if you trust me, it's gonna be well worth your time. I am the king of content, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. There is no other, especially Panthers podcast. There's no other Panthers podcaster putting out the content I'm putting out. I'm just being upfront. So we're gonna make it well worth your time and your money to join our Patreon. And if it's not, you can always just stop the account. It's a monthly thing. You could stop at any point. There's no commitment. If you don't like what you're getting, hey, you can cut it off. So I'll do my best to make sure I provide the best content I can. All right. So that being said, moving on, we'll move on from that. Again,
we're going to answer a quick question about the game film breakdown. So basically, once we get rolling in the season, and if we have other requests during the offseason, we can do things there as well. We'll start breaking down film of certain things that happen during the games after the game's over.
Yeah.
So that's the type of thing.
I've done a couple. If you go back to this season, if you go back and look at the Bears breakdown about where I talked about how the offensive line started getting exposed, and I talked about how Joe Brady's offense was clicking in the Cardinals game, I'll do more of those. I'll do them on a weekly basis. I find one specific thing, hone in on that thing, and break it down during the game. What worked, what didn't work, and how we can get better moving forward. So, all right, moving on. Spent too much time on Discord and Patreon, all that stuff. Dak Prescott got the bag.
Paid. He got the bag. He got it,
bag.
Son.
He got the bag.
About time, man. He
got the bag. It was. So Dave, he got a four-year, $160 million deal that included $126 million guaranteed. Now listen, when you're breaking down these contracts, and you look at these contracts, what matters is the guaranteed money. $126 million guaranteed. That's like what, 75% of the contract.
That's
a
insane,
lot,
bro.
Yeah, like typically you're seeing around 50% of the contract. That's on average what you see. The fact that he got $126 million guaranteed is insane. And again, he's going to see the bulk of that. Go ahead.
What makes it crazier is the injury that he had, and he still got the bag.
Well, hey, listen, I'll say this. Jerry held true to his promise. He said that he was going to take care of Dak after the injury, and he followed through. He followed through with that because he said as soon as he went down with the injury, he said, I'm going to take care of it. And listen, truth be told, Jerry Jones paid for it, bro. Like, listen, he could have got this done if he would have gave Dak Prescott $35 million like a couple years ago. This would have been done and over with. Yeah. Now he's paying him on average, what, $40 million a year?
$42 million in the first 3 years, man.
In the first 3 years, he's averaging $42
million.
So listen, so I think it breaks down to 40. If he plays out the entire contract, he'll get $40 million even. But listen, this cat, he's got a no trade clause, no tag provision, and listen, that guarantee is insane, bro. It's insane. It's insane.
Cut him.
The deal, it's not. You can't not get rid of him. The deal includes $66 million to sign. So Dave, he's about to get a $66 million check. Remember how we talked about that?
Yeah.
Signing bonus of $66 million, bro. $66 million up front, B, or almost up front, and then he'll see $75 million of that in year one, B. It's insane. Now, of course, over the cap, you'll see the average of 42. But he's going to see $75 million in year one, B.
Oh.
$75 million, dog.
He's going to see almost half that contract.
Half that contract, he's getting paid, B. He's getting paid. Paid. Now, this is a funny story, though, Dave. Funny story. Dave, interesting numbers here. In 14 years with the Dallas Cowboys, Tony Romo earned $125 million, Dave, in 14 years. Dak Prescott has $125 million guaranteed in his contract. And Dave, he's only 27 years old. So guess what? When he turns 31, 32, he's going to get another bag.
Yeah.
So, Dave, Dak Prescott is a happy man right now. He's a happy man right now. And listen, interesting note here. Dave, guess how much Troy Aikman saw in his 12 seasons with the Dallas Cowboys? Just take a wild guess.
He probably didn't even see $70 million.
Nope.
Maybe $50 million.
$55 million, Dave. $55 million.
This man's getting that in a year. More than that in a year. Million.
He got that up front, Dave.
Oh.
He got that as a signing bonus. So we say that to say that, listen, these quarterback numbers are insane. Y'all sit here and y'all cry about Teddy Bridgewater's measly $20 million. Like, this is what the quarterback market has come to. This is what it is. People are paying for quarterbacks, man.
Dog, put it in perspective. Look at what Teddy got for 3 years with us. This man's going to walk out with that in a year.
He got that up front.
He got
Teddy Bridgewater's whole deal up front.
That is
which is crazy.
Insane,
bro. I'm not saying, and I'm not comparing.
I'm not comparing Teddy and Dak. It's just
doing.
It's just the fact that it's just the perspective, right? Because people complain about Teddy's contract. And
we're not saying that. Yeah, we're not saying that.
We're not saying that Teddy's better than Dak by any stretch of the imagination. Let me be clear. I'm just saying we complain about that. We complain about that man's contract. And I said then, and I'll say it again, we did all right considering how much these quarterbacks are getting.
It's the market. This is the reality of the quarterback market. Dudes are getting paid, and what may seem like a lot for one guy, it's not a lot, bro. It's not a lot. I try to tell y'all that. That off the rip. It's not a lot of money for Teddy. With the market the way it is, no matter good, bad, or indifferent, bad quarterbacks are getting paid too. That's what I'm trying to say.
Dak's signing bonus. What he's walking out with when he's put the ink on the paper.
Hey, Jared, real quick. This is not reality. I agree with you, but that's not what's happening in these streets. I agree with your point, but that's not what's happening. It's a market, and that's the way the market goes. And when these agents get in these rooms, they're gonna, hey, look what this garbage dude got. Look what Jared Goff got.
And that's the problem. And you know what? And that's what happened. See, and that was Jerry's mistake. Jerry waited and saw what these other bums were getting. He saw that Carson Wentz got the bag. It wasn't as big as this bag, but that made Dak's bag bigger, even after the injury. Because you can just say, well, Carson tore his ACL. Carson had a major injury. That man got $30 million a year. Jimmy Garoppolo was tearing ACLs on multiple occasions. Yeah, man, almost got $30 million a year. Kirk Cousins out here getting $30 million a year. And I'm betting all them guys, you got to pay me more.
Hey, Dave, remind me, what round did Dak get drafted in? Fourth round? Oh, just checking.
No, listen, you know where I'm at.
I'm just checking.
You know where I stand about the quarterback situation.
Quick G check. Just a quick G check.
No, it's easy. I mean, we could talk about a lot of these quarterbacks and where they get drafted and what this money be looking like, man. You know.
All right, so yeah, Dak got paid. It's a good look for Dak Prescott. I'm happy for him. Even after that injury, he got paid. And listen, I'm all for guys getting paid. They got to get their money. The quarterback, playing in the NFL is a short career. When in the grand scheme of all careers, it's a short career. So get your money while you can.
Yeah. So Seeker asked
now they got to protect him. Go ahead.
Seeker got to the question. We get Watson. How much are we going to pay him in the next contract negotiation? It doesn't matter who gets Watson. That next contract negotiation is going to get way more than what he has now if he keeps balling. Like, that's just where the math goes.
It's gonna be more than this. It's gonna be more than this. $40 million that Dak just got.
Yeah,
the quarterback market isn't going nowhere.
And the thing that's crazy is that Dak got paid more than Watson, but less than Mahomes. So he's making more than Watson. All right, I think
second highest paid.
Second highest. Yeah. So Watson's probably like around 40.
Watson's third.
Yeah, Watson's probably like $40 million a year. He's got 40. Like 39.
Watkins is at like 39. 30.
Watson's 30, like 39 million.
Just under 40.
Under 40, right? So now we got him's he's 40 million. Mahomes is close to like 50, 45, 50, something like that. So you know that if Watson keeps balling, the market's gonna go up. So he's gonna probably end up higher than Mahomes when it's all said and done if Watson keeps balling. So you're talking $50 million a year. That's what it's gonna be.
It's gonna be something like that. And listen, you gotta look at it when teams are putting these, when teams are offering these quarterbacks. It's always a percentage of the salary cap. So you have to stop looking at the numbers and look at it as a percentage of the salary cap. That's how teams are built. Again, I'm trying to help y'all look into the mind of a. Listen, they just need to hire me, bro. They just need to hire me. Stop playing as assistant intern, GM intern to or assistant, something like that. They need to hire me, bro.
Listen, bro,
just look at it. Listen, when you look at these quarterback numbers and figures, look at it as a percentage of the salary cap, because that's what matters ultimately. Doesn't matter how much they're getting paid on a yearly average. Look at it as a percentage of the salary cap. That's how you look at quarterback, because it's always going to be high as hell. They're always going to overpay for quarterbacks. Even bad ones get paid. We've seen it year after year. Time after time, we've seen quarterbacks that don't deserve money get paid. It just happens. It's the most valuable position, so you're going to overpay for it. It happens. But it is what it is. So, any more thoughts on Dak Prescott, Dave, before we move on?
Nah, man. Shout out to Dak. I'm glad he got his bag.
Yeah, got his bag, bro.
Got his bag.
He got his bag. And he was balling too before he got. And listen, the Cowboys need to go ahead and invest in the offensive line. Number 10, y'all better get Slater or Darrisaw or Penny or somebody, because that offensive line ain't getting no younger, B. Sure, and it is banged up like a mug. That offensive line is stay banged up. Well, so they got to invest in the offensive line.
Now that they paid their quarterback, they got to invest in the line. They got to fix the line. They've already paid Cooper. They paid Coop, right? They paid Amari. I believe they paid.
I don't know this. I'm not gonna sit up here and pretend like I know.
Well, I know they paid Zeke.
I know the offensive line is banged up like shit. I know that.
They paid Zeke. I know that much. But all right, let's move on, man. We already 38
let's move
minutes.
On. All right, trade rumors. Let's get into these trade rumors. Zach Ertz caused a stir on Instagram. Okay, he caused a stir, and I need y'all. Do y'all see the link at the top of the chat? It's a pinned comment. in the top of the chat, I have a poll that I'm going to conduct. I have a poll. I hope this works. This is my first time using this joint, so I hope it works. Go to the pin link and prepare, because it's going to go live in a second as soon as I get through this. But trade rumors, Zach Ertz calls the story with this comment right here, Dave. He got up in CMC's comments and said CMC had this post, and you can read to this as you must. I don't know what this is trying to say, Dave. You want to come up with a conspiracy theory for this tweet right here?
Oh,
come on,
man,
give me something. Give me a conspiracy theory right now based off of this.
My OK player days, I love cryptic tweets, man. I love cryptic
Give me something. Come on, just give me something off the top of your head.
Zach is out here trying to get these Carolina streets.
No. Not Zach. Give me what Christian McCaffrey's talking about. Just give me your wildest conspiracy theory off the top of your head right now with what Christian McCaffrey's trying to say.
Fam, he paying attention to these trade rumors, bro. He's seeing his name out there in these streets for Watson. He's seen it. Like, he has seen it. He like F the money. If you don't want me here, I'm out. He's seeing it, dog. He is seeing it. You don't think you don't, dog, he been out here in the offseason. He been hurt all year. You don't think he been reading the papers? You don't think he been watching us? It's all right.
Burn the cash, Dave.
Dog, he out here is like, it ain't about the money. So if it ain't about the money, man, restructure, bro. Take a pay cut. Like, if it ain't about
restructure it, but they ain't really taking a pay cut.
No, take a pay cut then. Take a pay cut. Full of gross. Like, take a pay cut. Let's do that.
Okay, just void the contract out.
Yeah. Just take a pay cut.
You want to burn?
We don't want you burning. Who am I to tell you to burn your cash? I don't want you to burn your money. Just take a pay cut. Take a pay cut.
Oh, okay, Jay Simp. And he's walking out the door, or is he walking into the door? It looks like he's walking into the door. But
you sure? It looked like he's walking out the door. No, it looked like he's walking out the door. Look like he's walking out the door, man.
Okay, he might be walking out the door.
He might be walking out the door. He might be out here strolling out the door, man.
Okay. All right. So real quick. Going back to Zach Ertz. Zach Ertz he commented in Christian McCaffrey's post saying this year going to be crazy. So what does that mean, Dave? Everybody went bananas. Panther Nation went nuts. The trade rumors are abuzz. Potentially that Zach Ertz may come to the Carolina Panthers via trade. And listen, the Eagles are definitely making them available. And if it does happen, I'm going to link up my boy from Philly, the podcast. Shout out to them. I was on their show doing a draft thing not too long ago. But if we happen to land Zach Ertz, I will interview with him about Zach Ertz. But my question is, would you trade for Zach Ertz? That's the question. Go to the link in the description box, or the least link in the poll that's the poll that's in the top, poll pinned to the top comment, whatever.
Already started.
So I'm seeing 100%. I'm seeing 2 votes. 3. The votes are coming in.
Oh,
votes are coming in. No, the votes are coming in live.
Oh,
we got 10 votes. Oh, we're saying yes.
No, we're saying no.
Okay. While this okay, so no's are leading.
No, no's are not playing. No's like, nah, we don't want this guy.
So while this is going, let me read some information. I don't know if you can change your answer or not, but let's see how this works, because I think you're just saying this based off of just information. I'll help you guys out with this. All right. So again, multiple teams have called the Eagles about the possibility of trading for Zach Ertz, and they've been trying to dump him. They're like $30-something million over the cap, so they're trying to free up some cap space. And that's according to Mike Silver of the NFL Network. Zach Ertz is 30, and he's coming off one of the worst seasons of his career. He had 36 receptions for 335 yards and just 1 touchdown in 11 games. Those are all season lows. Those are season lows in all 3 categories for the 3-time Pro Bowler. But this move, again, is not solely for just his recent lack of production. Okay, he's set to earn a base salary of $8.25 million. So again, if we were to trade for Zach Ertz, we would assume the $8.25 million. So again, but I think he's going to account for $12 million to their cap. So again, if they let him go, they're going to the bonuses are going to accelerate, and they have to take a cap hit. But again, they will free up more space than they would taking the cap hit. So that being said, again, now would you pay Zach Ertz $8.25 million again? And that's a 1-year deal. It's a 1-year deal because that's the last year of his contract. So it could be a Trey Turner, a Russell Okung scenario where you get the guy, you let him play for the year, see how it works out, and then you got to work on the extension moving forward. Now he is 30 years old. He'll be 31 by the time the season starts or during the season. He'll turn 31. So he's getting up there a little bit in age. So that's also something to consider as well. So I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence. I don't think I would trade for him. I think what I would do is I would wait to see if they release him because he's going to get released. He's not going to play for the Eagles next year. They're not. They're gonna end up releasing him, letting him go. And it is what it is. And I think we could sign him after that. But I think I'm interested in other free agent tight ends. Listen, I'm all about. Listen, I hate when a player gets released or because Panthers fans go nuts. And shout out to Josh Klein for the hashtag #VetMen because that is the funniest hashtag. Josh Klein, he does a great job, and every free agent that gets released, he always says that this would be a great signing if he were to come in for the hashtag #VetMen for any guy because that's what Panthers fans do. They always jump to a guy and say, "Oh, we'll take anybody," but don't take anything into account. Like his age matters. Like he's 31 years old. Give me a Jonnu Smith, an underused guy that is 26.
David Njoku.
There's a couple guys. Gerald Everett. There's a couple guys that I would take over a Zach Ertz because they're younger, they're underutilized, so they're gonna be cheap. They're not gonna. They're gonna be. They were in systems where they were the last option, whether they were a run first offense or with the Rams with Gerald Everett. Listen, they got so many other weapons. He's like the option 7. Okay, so give me one of those two guys. Let me get younger and mold the guy to what I want, and maybe get the best out of him while you have him signed cheap. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not with going out to get Zach Ertz personally. Again, 30 years old, $8 million. I'm cool on that.
The only advantage of going after Zach Ertz is that it wouldn't cost much to get him because of the fact that you got to assume the end of that contract. And part of the reason why the Eagles don't have too much leverage because of the fact you got to assume the end of that contract. Like $8.25 million for a tight end that's older. Dallas Goedert made strides. Mm-hmm. Zach Ertz has been hurt a lot. So, like, you probably could get him for it. Like, realistically, if the Panthers do it, I mean, you better not pay more than the 6th-round pick for him. No more than that. Because you got to assume the rest of that contract. You can't pay no more than a 6th-round pick for him. Because somebody asked a question about what do you think you should pay? No higher than a 6th-round pick.
Because then you have to give up. That's true.
You gotta pick up the contract. You got a guy that's agent. You gotta trade him. So like you gotta pay. So when you take everything into account, you cannot give up more than a 6th-round pick for this guy.
Especially when there's going to be better options in free agency, man. Give me the better options in free agency. Let me get younger. Again, it's about getting younger, man. Unless we're in that window to where we're icing the cake. We are not at that point yet. We have to keep building, continue to build. I think we're close, but we have to keep building and getting younger. Okay, we have to get younger. I'm not trying to go out and get these 34-year-old cats. Like, it's cool. It sounds like they got good names, but let's get younger, B. Let's get younger. But anyway, all right. So it looks like it's a hard no for Panther Nation. 34 votes. Let's get some more. We got 125 people watching. We can get some more votes than that. Come on, y'all. More votes than that. More participation.
Check the link. Check the link up at the top for the vote.
Yeah, the link is pinned at the top. It's the pinned comment at the top. I'm not used to doing that, so forgive me, I'm stumbling over it, but it's the linked comment at the top. Hit that joint. We got a couple more, 2 more joints to vote. So just get ready. You'll have another opportunity.
You have another opportunity, but no, I think it's a hard no regardless.
It's a hard no for everybody.
Yeah.
Hard no for Panther Nation. I like y'all. Y'all speaking my language. All right. Now, Dave, here's another one. Dave. That is Trey Turner. Yes, Dave. Trey Turner.
Return
this guy,
after draft.
Yo, that's funny. Trey Turner is another one.
Oh man!
The Chargers are looking to off his contract. Woo! This is why I said it was a good idea at the time. Everybody, you can't trade Trey Turner. No, you can't trade the Pro Bowl guard and Trey Turner. It was always a cap dump with Trey to get out of that contract. And now look at what the Chargers are trying to do. Yes, Dave. What are the Chargers trying to do? Trade him back. Get out of the contract. The contract that we provide. They assume that contract is the one we paid and structured. That's the contract we structured. It was a bad contract then, a bad contract now. And listen, they're trying to get out of it. So, and he hasn't been performing that well. He's been hurt a lot. So listen, they're trying to off him. So just real quick, Turner got to the Chargers via trade from Carolina in exchange for Russell Okung, but just appeared in 9 games due to injuries.
Wow.
9 games, B. Both of them, we traded injury for injury.
Like
B.
we got, son, like
we traded injury for injury, but we won the trade, Dave, because we not tied to a long-term contract.
And it's a left tackle. We got a left tackle out of the deal.
Exactly. Yeah. We definitely won that trade. But even that, I mean, the dude, he struggled. If you take stock in PFF grades, he graded at 34.8 in PFF, dog. 34.8, dog. Chris Reed, our trash left guard, or excuse me, I think he's right guard. Yeah, left guard. No, he's left guard. Left guard.
Okay.
Left guard. He was worse than that. So listen, and I guess going back to 2019, he did have when he was with us, he had a 63.9 grade, and that was over 888 snaps. But listen, hopefully he can get back to that. But listen, Trey, man, it hasn't been good over the past couple years with Trey, bro. Hasn't been good. So that being said, would you like to see Trey Turner back in a Panther uniform? Would you like to see Trey back? And this is irregardless of whether they release him or whether we trade for him. Would you like to see him back in a Panther uniform, given those statistics I just gave you? Man, y'all are tough in these streets, man. I like this.
Dog.
Panther Nation is speaking my language, bro.
Yo, let me tell you something that's hilarious about that. That's worse than trading for Zach Ertz. Because at this point, we gotta assume the portion of the contract back. I don't know what his base salary looks like.
It's a lot.
Oh, no.
It's a lot. I can look it up real quick.
Because probably that contract probably backloaded too, I would guess.
Of course it is. That's why they're trying to get rid of it now. But I think that the Chargers are gonna release him. I think let's go ahead and assume that the Chargers release him because they're not going to be able to find anybody to take that contract. Again, he's not playing to that. He's not playing to that level. So again, you gotta go ahead and get rid of that contract, and I think they're going to do that. Again, he's going to be it's $11 million is his base salary this year. So would you pay Trey Turner $11 million? And he's a free agent in 2022.
No.
Free agent 2022.
And I'm not tired yet.
They got to eat that too. There is no dog. If they get rid of Trey Turner, they just don't want him on the team because they got to eat all of that. That's all base salary because we pay the guarantees, Dave. So there is no base or restructure bonus money or nothing like that in his contract. It's just base salary. So they have to eat all of that.
But if they trade him, but if they cut him, it doesn't cost him anything.
Let me see.
Because it's all base. If it's all base, that means
you're right. No, you're right. You're right. Sorry. You're right. You're absolutely right. My fault.
So if they cut him,
correct.
they're trying to get value back for him. But the reality is, they can cut him. It don't cost them anything because we're the one that took the brunt of it.
That's correct. You're right. I did it backwards. Yes, you're right. Yeah. My fault. I misspoke.
Look, man, I've been paying attention.
You have been paying attention.
I've been paying attention to these salary cap streets. So he's going to get released.
You're right.
I think the Chargers are trying to get another draft pick, but I think the reality is,
they're going to save $11 million by cutting him. So they're going to do it. So 88% says no, man. Y'all are tough. Bring him back on the cheap deal. We'll see.
Vet men.
Hashtag vet men. Shout out to Josh Klein, man.
Hashtag vet men.
All right, so we'll move on. 42 votes still coming. That's good. I like that participation. I appreciate that. Moving on. All right, Dave, we got some quarterback news that is going to impact the Carolina Panthers. This is why this is important for us to discuss. There's 2 teams in front of us that have made decisions or apparent decisions or loose decisions on their quarterbacks. The Eagles are one of them. The Eagles said Jalen Hurts, the owner, said that, hey, listen, you're going to build around Jalen Hurts. Sound familiar, don't that, Dave? Don't that sound familiar? Owners getting all up in the Kool-Aid. saying, "Hey, Eagles, you going to build around this guy?" Because there had been rumors that the Eagles were going to take a quarterback. There was rumors that the Eagles were going to take a quarterback at 6. They were going to take, and it appears that is not going to happen.
I think if Doug Peterson was still a coach, that could have possibly happened. But I think with Doug Peterson not being there anymore, I think they're going to have to roll with Jalen, man. Like, because remember why he got fired. Like, let's be clear about why Doug Peterson got fired. He got fired because they benched this guy.
Because of that. Because they benched him.
He got fired because they benched that guy. All right.
That's
so
true.
The reality is Philadelphia had no interest in trying to draft a quarterback. Since I know the rumors were there, but as soon as they fired Peterson, they rolling with him. It was about him. So that's what it boils down to.
Facts. And listen, the Falcons on the other side of the coin, so that eliminates at 6. They could flip that pick, trade it back. You got to be careful. Either we may trade up to 6 to get our guy, or that pick's going to become available. We got to keep an eye on that. Somebody could trade up to get a guy in front of us, so we got to just keep an eye on that. The Eagles are probably going to make that pick available. They're going to trade back, probably get some more picks potentially. So just keep an eye on that. Now the Falcons, on the other hand, division rival. Their GM Terry Fontenot says they are definitely going to acquire a quarterback and a wide receiver. It looks like the changing of the guard may happen at some point in Atlanta. And let's listen to the entire quote. I got the entire quote here. He said, "I get this question a lot." He says, "Hey, would you be willing to draft a quarterback? Would you be willing to draft a wide receiver, despite how strong your receivers are, or where you are with Matt Ryan?" Fontenot said, "Yes, yes, yes, and yes," he said 4 times in the quote. Yes, 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 and yes. We're definitely going to acquire both. We're definitely going to acquire at both of these positions, and we're going to work. We're going to work to bring in competition. But I hold both of those guys in high regard. So it looks like they're gonna listen. There's a lot to read into that. There's a lot to read into.
You know what that tells me?
Go ahead.
That tells me that they're not drafting a quarterback with the 4th pick.
Dang. So go ahead. Finish your thought, because I think you're right.
I don't think they're going to take a quarterback with the 4th pick. I think that what they're going to end up doing is that they could take a wide receiver with the 4th pick. I can see that. I think for their sake, they probably will take a wide receiver with the 4th pick. They probably won't go into free agency trying to grab either a quarterback or a wide receiver. I could see them take a quarterback in the later rounds. I think they're going to wait for the quarterback bonanza to end and take somebody in the 2nd or the 3rd round. That's what I see.
Yeah, I agree. I think there's a couple options here. Number one, I think they could be saying, all right, yeah, we're going to take a quarterback late. We'll get a guy. We'll mold him because we know we got Matt Ryan for a couple more years. Mm-hmm. There's no need for us to invest a high pick because he's going to be around for a couple more years. We'll take a guy and we'll play it by ear moving forward. So I do think it could be a depth thing. But Dave, what do you think about this? What do you think about this? I think this he might be talking to the Panthers right here, Dave, and saying, yo, we hitting y'all with a pump fake. Saying, yeah, we might scare y'all into thinking we're going to take a quarterback. So y'all have to trade some assets away to get in front of us to take a pick, to take a quarterback. Because I've always maintained, Dave, that the draft, especially from a quarterback perspective, is really going to hinge upon what the Falcons do. If the Falcons trade away their pick or trade back, or they take a quarterback at 4, it's going to really screw us up.
I'm gonna make a statement, and I think people are not gonna like my statement I'm gonna make. If we trade up to 3, there's only 2 quarterbacks I'm willing to be fine with them taking if we trade up to 3. One is Trevor Lawrence, the other is Zach Wilson. If we trade up, those are the only 2 I want to see them take. Period. Now, because it's about jumping Atlanta at that point. But that being said, if we trade up off this pump fake and we take somebody other than those 2, it's a mistake. Because I'm not a GM.
I'm an assistant.
You're
GM.
assistant GM. I'm not a GM. And I can see the bluff from a mile away. They're taking a wide receiver. They're not done with Matt Ryan or Julio yet. But I think they're going to take a wide receiver because they got to start thinking about life after Julio. And now have an opportunity to have a freaking wide receiver core that is unbelievable. Because Julio
What if they take Pitts, man? God,
They could
man.
take Pitts.
They take Pitts, man. God, that's gonna be hard as fam. That's gonna be tough if they take Pitts. Woo, that'll be tough, bro. Good luck.
Dog, we ain't gonna be able to defend them. We're not able to defend them now. And then
True.
they're gonna take Pitt. Then they take Pitts, and now you got somebody that can play tight end, that can play wide receiver. Dog, it wouldn't be fair. What run game? Don't need one. And they said no Wilson love. Well, here's my thing, man. And this is how I feel about the quarterback situation. I think we're only gonna have. I think only one of those guys is gonna pan out. Out of all the quarterbacks that they're talking about being taken in the first round, I think only one of them is gonna pan out. You guys could decide which one is gonna be, but I only think one's gonna pan out. That's just my opinion on the matter. I think we should stay away from taking one in the first round. I think we should go with another piece. But I think out of the 6 that they're talking about, like I know everybody's been talking about the Chris Sims rankings. But then when you go back and look at the research, the guy's been right over the past 3 years. So I don't know if we got to make a decision on how we want to feel about it, but the guy's been right. So if you're going to take one, I don't want it in the first round. I would be fine if Matt Jones fall to the second. I have no interest in taking one at 8.
So that's a great point, Dave. That leads into my next question, I think that leads into my next question. Yes. What do you want to do with the what do you think the Panthers should do to handle the quarterback situation in 2021? You got trade up for Lance, Fields, or Wilson. You got draft Mac Jones at 8. You got draft the QB late with Jamie Newman, Kellen Mond, or Kyle Trask. Draft. Oh man, they flipped on me. And then I've got roll with Teddy in 2022. And then I had one more. I think that was it. They flipped on me. Sorry.
Whatever it takes for
whatever it takes for Deshaun Watson. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm interested. Yeah, I want. Look, there's over 100 people watching. I want to see a lot of votes for this one because I'm curious. I need a bigger pool for this one. So I need you guys to vote.
Yeah, we need like at least 60 people to vote in this joint. We need to see. I'm trying to see what the nation is talking about. I need all kind of participate. I need to see what the vibe is like. I was gonna put other, but then I didn't want to leave it for interpretation. But yeah. I do want to see some other options for you guys. Like Dave, give me some other options that you think that would be out there.
You roll with Teddy and take a quarterback late in the draft.
Okay, roll with Teddy. But I kind of think Teddy's out the door.
I do too, but I think we really need to start reconsider. Like, I think they need to try to figure out a way to mend that, man, because I'm too
real quick,
because
hold on real quick, Dave. To vote, check the pin link, the pin comment at the top. Check that joint. It's a link. Click that joint.
Post it again in the chat. Post it again in the chat so folks can get into it real quick.
Shoot. Let's see if I can find it.
Or there's a QR code right there too that should work. But
there's a QR code, or you can go to whatever that is, Slido.com and put in that hashtag. That'll do it too. But let me see if I can pull it up. Go ahead and finish your comment, Dave. My fault.
So my thing is, like, I really think they should try to fix that relationship. Because I think for the long term ordeal with the Panthers, we really should consider trying to mend that fence. Because I think trading up is going to cost. Like, if you're talking trading up, you're going to trade up to 3, which means you're going to have to give up at least the first round pick for next year to do it. So, like, I think people think going from 8 to 3 isn't going to cost that much. Yes, the hell it is. It's going to cost next year's first round pick at least to trade up from 8 to 3. Like I don't think people realize that. So we know. So think about who's going to be in these picks, right? You got Miami at 3. You got Atlanta at 4. I can't remember who's at 5. I know Detroit's ahead of us.
Bengals at 5.
Bengals are at 5. They're not going to take a quarterback. Eagles are at 6. Detroit's at 7.
Detroit at 7. Yep.
And then us. So like we know for a fact that Miami's not taking a quarterback. We know they could trade. Somebody could trade to beat us, like San Fran could trade, or somebody could trade to do it to hop us. But we know they're not taking a quarterback. I don't think Atlanta's going to take a quarterback. We know Cincinnati's not going to take a quarterback. We know Philadelphia's not going to take a quarterback. And we know that Detroit's not going to take a quarterback.
But Slim got a good point. It's not really about what they're going to do in front of us. It's about what other teams might do, like San Francisco. They might be willing to jump up. And some other teams might be willing to jump up too. So we're going to have to jump up as high as possible. And I think, again, we have to jump up to at least 3. Again, I think Jay Simp said it earlier, regardless of what the Falcons do, I always thought that we had to jump up to at least the top 3 to land one of those 3 guys. You're going to have to go up. You have to. If you want Fields, Lance, or Wilson, you're going to have to go up to get one of those guys.
But here's my thing, right? I don't know if I want Lance or Fields at 3. I
get that, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who you want. You're going to have to go up there to get either one of them, because I think they're going to go 1, 2, 3, and 4.
But I think what you got to do, like, I think if the Jets don't take Wilson at 2, I think we have to do the pounce. I think we have to pounce. And I don't think, and that's something that we have to consider. I think that will be to get the consensus second best quarterback in the draft. A lot of folks are putting Wilson at 2. So if you're gonna make that hot, it's worth to do it if the Jets don't take Wilson, because then the Jets have decided they're gonna try to roll with Darnold. So I'm with LeVar Ball brand, yo. I don't think I want to be trading up to 3 unless it's about getting Wilson.
Dave, I challenge you to go look at some more Justin Fields tape, because you're sleeping.
I'm sleeping?
Yeah.
Okay. I will look at some more Justin Fields.
Go do that, and you'll change your mind, I promise you.
Okay.
But
you didn't like Chris Sims' opinion, is that what I'm hearing?
No, I don't. I'm not going to base my opinion off of what he says. I mean, I'm not going to let him sway me. I've seen what he's capable of, so I'm rolling with Fields, B.
Compared to everybody else, you still rolling with Fields?
Yeah, I like Fields. I like Wilson too. I wouldn't be mad if Wilson was our quarterback, but I like Fields too. I'm not going to eliminate Fields. I like them both. I like them both.
For me, it's whether or not I want to go all the way up to get them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I question if this quarterback class is as strong as what everybody's hyping it up to be. That's my thing. Like, you know how you have some drafts where they're like, yeah, you got a lot of options at quarterback that you can grab. I'm questioning whether or not that is the case. So I'm questioning whether or not it's worth going after it, going up to go get one of these guys. Like, I have a level of hesitation for it. I think I'd rather take somebody at 8, roll with Teddy, take the BPA at 8, roll with Teddy, see what the hell happens, because Rome ain't built in a day.
That ain't happening, bro.
I know it ain't happening.
I'm trying to go ahead. Listen,
I know it ain't, because the thing is, whatever it takes for Deshaun Watson, Houston's not trading this guy, man. I think Deshaun's sitting. Like, I legitimately think Deshaun is going to sit.
Well, he's not going to play for them, so they're going to be this. It's going to be a big chess game. Who flinches first?
The thing is, I wouldn't be mad with mine in the second, bro. I wouldn't be mad at that. I wouldn't be mad at mine in the second.
Mine ain't going in the second round. Mine are going like the third.
You think some people are saying he might go 1 in the first?
Nah, I don't think so.
The way everybody's hungry about quarterbacks, you never know.
I don't think so. We got. That means we got some good questions for these draft analysts that we're gonna be talking to, because I think we're gonna have to dive deeper into this day. But all right, so listen,
it's overwhelming. It's overwhelmingly the draft,
because I think that's because we have all come to the conclusion that this is going to be the reality day. We're not going to sit back at 8 and just wait for something to fall to us. That ain't happening. Listen, if we don't land, look at what we're going to do for Matt Stafford. You don't think we're going to trade up to get a Zach Wilson or Justin Fields? If it takes that, of course we're going to do it. So I've come to the conclusion, and in my brain, I've just come to the realization that this may happen, and so I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it. Like, as long as, listen, get your guys so there ain't no more excuses. Get your guys so there ain't no more excuses. That's where I am with it right now. There's a lot of excuses. Oh, Teddy. Oh, he sucks. Well, you brought him in. You brought him in. That didn't work. Go get your guy. I'm tired of the excuses. Let's see what happens. Get the guy you want, the guy you can mold, the guy you think that really is the best. Not the guy just happens to be out there that knows your system. Go out there, get a guy. No more excuses. Cut the shit, and let's get to it.
But my concern is that, like, I know everybody's telling me to face reality, and that's fine. I can roll with that. But I'm trying my best to create some level of patience that it doesn't look like the ownership has. And that's my dilemma, right? Like, the ownership was screaming patience, 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 patience. And he ain't showing it. And I'm hoping to God that is a smoke screen and he shows patience. I hope.
I think the damage has been done with Teddy, though.
It might have been, and it has.
So either way, you might have to just roll with PJ or somebody or Will Greer. But if that's the case, you just set your franchise back 2 years.
No, just one. Because if you
because I'm counting last season because you could have did that 2 years ago.
Yeah, but we all knew that Trey Bridgewater was a bridge.
Power Play J, man, appreciate the super chat. He says Mac Jones is our guy. Did y'all see the way Matt Rule spoke about him during Senior Bowl? Keep pounding. Yeah, we saw it. We saw it, bro. We saw it for sure. And I think it could be the case. And listen, I think for all you people that saying, yo, let's just sit there and let's not trade up, I think Mac Jones at 8 is what's going to happen. If we sit back and those 4 guys are gone, you best believe that Mac Jones will be drafted at 8.
But what if we trade up? No, but what would y'all do? What would y'all do if we trade up to 3 to get that man? To get Jones? I would lose my shit. I would lose it. I would be pissed. And not because I think Mac Jones is going to be good. Like, let's be clear. I just don't think we're putting him in the right situation because I think Mac Jones is going to need pieces around him. Just like I think Wilson's going to need pieces around him. I think Lance is going to need pieces around him. I think Fields is going to need pieces around him. And if we got to trade up to get one of these guys, it's going to put us in a situation where we're going to have trouble getting the pieces around him. So, like, you know, so there's that.
Keep going. Go ahead, finish your comment.
So that's my thing. So we got to get pieces around these guys because unless we've made the decision, unless they decide to go with Teddy to start the season, but then it goes back to why are you taking a quarterback this damn high if you're going to roll with Teddy this year? Because you could have been trying to get pieces around him. So that's my thing about what we do with the pick.
Yeah. Interesting conversation. I thought I'd pose that question. I thought it would be great to kind of see what everybody else is thinking. And listen, I think I've come to the conclusion. I think we're going to trade up. Especially if we can't land Deshaun. I think this is what's going to. I think we're going to trade up to get a guy. And listen, as long as if it's Fields or Wilson, I'm cool with it. I think that's just it. It's going to eliminate all. Hopefully, if we can do it without giving up anything else this year, that would be great. Like if we can do it without giving up a second or a third, that would be great.
But we're gonna have to.
That's going to happen.
But let me be clear, bro. We're gonna have to give up a first round pick if we're gonna trade up to 3. Like, let's not.
No, I know that. I'm not. Yeah, if we. But I'm saying like that. That's a known. That's happening. We know that. Like that's a given. If you trade up, your 2022 is gone. But at that point, you have your quarterback. So I mean, that's the most important position, right? So I'm putting myself in the mind of a GM. I got my quarterback. I got I got some good pieces. And listen, I keep going back to this is my brain trying to convince myself this is going to work, right? But this is the thought process I go through. Listen, look at what Scott Fitter has done in the late rounds. If he can continue to land like they did in Seattle in the late rounds, you won't miss that first round pick. You won't miss it because they're going to constantly land on the second, the third, the fourth, and fifth, sixth rounds. They're getting these nice players, and you won't miss that first round, bro. Especially with what they did in Seattle with drafting the first round. They were straight trash. So it was almost like they didn't have a first round.
Yeah. Now, Miko asked the question. Yes, I said what I said about the quarterback. I don't think one of them is going to pan out, bro. Considering where they're getting picked, so I can be clear. Considering where they're going to be taken, I only think one's going to be worth the value that they're being picked at. And you guys can try to figure out which one it is. Because I'll tell you what, the GMs don't know. We don't know. We're just guessing. Just like the GMs, just like the draft analysts, we're all trying to guess who it is. Which is why I'd rather just get somebody late. We just saw a quarterback get the bag, and he wasn't taken in the first round. So, there's no shame in patience.
All right, so let's move on. Let's move on. This is listen. Let's talk about Taylor Moton. Taylor Moton has been franchise tagged. I think it's official. We have until tomorrow. Teams have until tomorrow, I think at 4 p.m. to go ahead and make this official. We went ahead, we signed him, or excuse me, we tagged him, and it's going to cost us around $14 million if we do not come to a long-term deal. I think the goal is to come to a long-term deal because these things right now, if you look at that our salary cap let's see, I got it pulled up here. You look at salary cap in 2021. This is what it looks like right now if we do not sign Taylor Moton to a long-term deal. So we would only be sitting at $18 million. Obviously, if you sign him to a long-term deal, you push some of that money to later years, you'd probably free up maybe like $6 or $7 million in cap space. And I think you can add another $5 million to that because we have carryover, and I think the salary cap is going to be set to 185. So you can add $5 million to this. It'll be so right now, realistically, we're sitting at about $23 million in cap space. So $23 million plus another 6 or 7 if we sign Taylor Moton to a long-term deal. We could be sitting at around $30 million in cap space, ready for free agency if we get him to a long-term deal. If we don't get Taylor Moton to a long-term deal, we kind of just chilling because then you still got to pay your draft picks. You put around $7 to $8 million for your draft picks. We got about $10 million in cap space. We just chilling if we don't get him to a long-term deal.
All right. I want to get back to quarterback real quick because Miko made a comment. The chances of a 4th-round QB working is slim to none. I want let me just I'll just break it down to you like this, man. I want you to go look at all 32 NFL teams. Then I want you to go and check and see which round all of them are taken, and then come.
He don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. Just go back. We did this exercise already. Go back to our quarterback roundtable. Go look at that in depth. And I tried to show you that like you can find guys in later rounds. It don't have to be a top 5, top 10 guy. We did this exercise already. All right. So go back and look at that. Anyway, back to Taylor Moton. Again, if we don't get Taylor Moton signed to a long-term deal, we're sitting at $18 million of cap space. You save approximately. Excuse me. We have about 7 to 8 million for the draft picks. So we're sitting at about 10. So I don't know. It could be interesting. What we do, but I think the long term, the goal is to get Taylor Moton signed to a long term deal. That's what you got to do. Got to get that to a long term deal. Dave, any thoughts on Taylor Moton and his franchise tag being franchise tag?
We talked about it. We said it was coming. It's finally here. It looks like they're going to try to sign a long-term deal, which is a good sign. So I think they're going to get it done.
Yeah, well, I hope they get it done. I think it's imperative to the team to get this done because it helps us out, gives us flexibility in free agency too. I think we got a while until we have to be under the cap, so we can go ahead and start signing guys, and just we'll have to get under the cap a little bit later. So it's not really preventing us from doing anything in free agency. Again, we can continue to sign guys, and in hopes that we are close enough to get a deal in place. We just have to get under the cap, I think, by June. So it's all good. It's all good. I think we're in a good position right now. Franchise tagging Taylor Moton not going to hurt us long term as long as we get this guy signed to a long term deal.
Yep.
Would you front? No, I would not front. I would not front Taylor Moton's long term deal because we need the cap flexibility this year. I would probably put most of his cap hit in 2022. To be honest with you, because we have a lot of space there. I would probably move it to then, especially if you draft a quarterback. You draft a quarterback, move on from Teddy Bridgewater, you have a shit ton of space in 2022. Mm-hmm. So I would put most of it. We need the cap space in 2021 if we're going to be active in free agency. That's why I would give him #TheVetMen in 2021 along with his bonus. The cap hit will probably be around 6 to 7 million in 2021. Again, but I would put the rest of that cap space, the bulk of the hit in 2022. And then spread it out. All right. That's how I would do it. But I think it's important that we go ahead, we tagged him, and now it's important that we get him signed to a long-term deal in the next couple months.
All right.
Moving on.
Yeah, I got to step out. Give me 1 second, man. I got to use your
Yep, go ahead. All right, moving on. You guys are letting it be known that I saw that Brandon Scherff got tagged by the Washington football team. Prior to that, my man Justin Simmons and Taylor Moton were the only 2 guys that got tagged. Shout out to Brandon Scherff. Again, this is why I waited to do my free agent. Everybody's been asking me, when are you going to do your free agency? When are you going to do your free agent videos? This is why I've been waiting, is because I know guys are still going to get tagged, and they have until tomorrow at, I think, 4 p.m. tomorrow to franchise tag guys. So that being said, look for my franchise. Look for my free agent videos to start occurring on Wednesday, because that's when all the franchise tags will be exhausted. Everybody's going to be hitting free agency at that point, or being prepared to hit free agency, and we'll be good to go from there. So Justin Simmons got tagged again. Scherf is another one. So Scherf and Simmons got tagged twice. So their tag amounts are going to be ridiculous. Like there's a premium to put somebody on the tag twice. So it's crazy. So yes, we have officially tagged Moton. Yes, it's all but official. It's not official, but it's official. If that makes sense. It's official. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. But Moton has been franchise tagged. Justin Simmons and Scherf. Those are the only guys that have been franchise tagged at the moment.
There'll be more coming, right? They got until Friday, right?
Yeah, they got until tomorrow.
Oh,
Tuesday, tomorrow. They got. Oh, Marcus May. Marcus May also got franchise tagged. The safety from the Jets also got tagged. Marcus May also got franchise tagged.
Tags are coming out in these streets.
They're starting to come because they have until tomorrow.
You know who's not going to get tagged, it looks like? Kenny Galladay.
No, yeah, Galladay's not getting tagged. They already said that they're moving on from Galladay, which they're probably going to take a receiver at 7, which is not a bad thing.
Yeah, I think you might see 3 receivers go in the top 7, which means that there'll probably be a quarterback.
They are that good
for us. Yeah,
they are that good. But yeah, so look for my free agency videos. They're gonna come out, and guess what, guys? You guys remember this? You guys remember? This ain't it. Real quick. Again, the salary cap. I forgot I dropped this in here. The salary cap number is supposed to be put out, supposed to be finalized, but it's not. It's not finalized yet. It's supposed to be $185 million. We'll see what happens to that. But blah blah blah. I just put this up here as an interesting note. But do you guys? Where is my dad going? Give me 1 second, guys. I was looking for this. Let me. Sorry. Got my slides out of order.
There we go. We're live, pal.
That's all right. It happens. All right. Do y'all remember this?
Yep.
Do y'all remember my heat map? So my heat map is back. And so this is where we stand right now. And I will be doing my free agency videos based off of this. Okay. This is going to show me my gaps. And this is just, again, this isn't tied to anything. This is not PFF numbers. This is not tied to a PFF grading scale. This is just what I think my concerns, or what I think they're good. Bright green, obviously Brian Burns. Bright green for Jeremy Chin. It just goes down from there. And this is where I think we are right now. Obviously way too early. This is pre-free agency, just to kind of identify the gaps. Again, you got Christian Miller playing outside linebacker. We don't know what he's going to be. We don't even know where he fits in this scheme. He's a tweener type guy. So I got some concerns around that. And then obviously Troy Pride at cornerback, again, had an up and down rookie season. Not all bad, not all good either. But we got some concerns there. And Dante Jackson playing outside, I got some concerns there. But I also think he's going to ball out too, because it's going to be his contract year. So I think he is going to ball. But I'm not going to forget those first 3 years. The injury proneness, there is going to be no toe issues next year. He's going to play every single game. He's going to play great. But listen, I'm not going to forget those first 3 years. And they're not going to get paid off of one season of production. It's not going to happen to me. I know he showed flashes, but I still have some concerns about Dante Jackson long term. So, again, the linebacking core is shaky. We got to upgrade a linebacker. So, again, I'm going to base all of my free agency prospects, the guys I think we should target, based off this heat map. So, you're going to see linebackers. You're going to see edge rushers. You're going to see cornerbacks. You may see a safety or two. So that's where I wanted to kind of set that set that groundwork for y'all. Any thoughts on this, Dave?
Nah, man. Like, I think Like I'm very concerned about linebacker, which is why I would rather, if Parsons is there at 8, I'd rather have him, to be honest with you, because I think we really got to fix the linebacker situation. I don't think it's going to fix the outside linebacker situation, but we need to fix it. Cornerback, I mean, I think the one thing that will happen if we did draft a cornerback early, not necessarily the first round, but if we drafted somebody early, like in the top 3 rounds, it would create competition for that position, and it would probably light a fire under Dante Jackson, which would kind of force his hand a little bit. But like you said, I'm not a fan of trying to pay somebody to just have one good year. So.
Yeah.
Right.
So real quick, I do think for the cornerback position, I think we're going to draft one, and I think we bring in a free agent too. I think you're going to see overhaul, and this Jay is probably right. He's probably good. This is a good assessment here. I think there is going to be some investment in the back end, and you're probably going to see more DBs on the field than you will linebackers.
I hope they can tackle. I will say that. But I think Phil Snow wants to play a 4-2-5, so we'll see how it goes.
What you want to know, Demetrius? He's gonna hit free agency, bro. I try to prepare y'all for that.
He's about
to
get
paid
bag.
Somewhere else.
He's about to be out of here, and he's about to go either to Washington or he's going to the Giants
or Miami. I think he might go to Miami too.
He could go to Miami. He's going to get the bag. He's about to get pizzed. The only reason why I don't know if he was going to go to Miami is because Miami could just fix that wide receiver situation at the 3rd pick. They don't need to pay Curtis Samuel.
I think they're going to trade back. Get some more picks. Miami knows what they're doing down there. Curtis is
about to take the highest bidder, bro. That's what it boils down to ultimately. He about to take the highest bidder.
All right. So that's the defense, and this is what I have for the offense. So offense is looking in a much better position. Listen, this is just what I have. Don't look into the positions. This is I just threw dudes on the in position. So don't look too far into you got DJ Moore slide. Ha ha ha. Bro, I'm just putting him there. Like, just relax. He's gonna be on the field. So DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson, Omar Bayless. I got him at a light green/orange. It's supposed to be yellow. I don't know why it's not showing up yellow. Is it showing up yellow for y'all?
Well,
my screen might be. Okay, it's yellow. No, it's yellow. All right. So Omar Bayless.
Yeah.
No, Omar Bayless is yellow. Ian Thomas is yellow. Teddy Bridgewater is yellow. Dennis Daly's yellow. And then we got Greg Little, who is orange. It's on the brink of being red. And you got Mike Horton. Mike Horton is an undrafted free agent who you might want to keep an eye on. Mike Horton is a guy that's from Auburn. Went up against Derrick Brown every day in practice. We got him as an undrafted free agent. Signed him to a futures contract. Keep an eye on him. But he's the only other guard we have under contract right now. So just keep an eye on this. Keep an eye on this kid.
And here's the thing, right? We're talking about Horton. If we don't draft offensive line early, that's who's going to be starting. So be prepared, man. Or if we don't get somebody in free agency, that's who could be possibly starting. That's the reality of the fact. So, I mean, like, you got to – so I know folks are saying Greg Little should be incomplete. Greg Little should be red. If we don't fix the line, this is it. And if Greg Little gets another concussion or if Dennis Daly gets hurt, you got to go to the people beneath him, which right now is nobody. Like, so we got to fix –
That's funny. Yeah, y'all dudes are funny in the comments, bro. He said the Horton here who.
Shout out to Dr. Seuss. Shout out to Dr. Seuss.
Didn't he just get canceled?
No, he didn't get canceled, man. They got rid of some of his books because he was racially insensitive back then. That's all it was.
I'm just joking,
was like 6.
man.
It was a couple books.
Relax. Dave got triggered, bro. Relax, man.
No, I'm not triggered.
Relax.
I mean, look. You know what's funny? The books that they stopped printing, I've never read any of them. But I digress.
But yeah, so just keep an eye on this, man. I think you're gonna see an upgrade in tight end potentially. Although I'm not convinced that it's all Ian Thomas. Like, dog, I'm just not convinced. I put this in Discord the other day. I think when it came up, somebody posted about us going after a tight end, and I was like, man, I don't know that it's all just Ian Thomas. Ian Thomas is not that bad. We've seen Ian Thomas play better under a different system. Like he's capable. I know he had some drops. But he's not awful, man. I think he's capable. I have some questions about the scheme whether scheme related or what. But and it's kind of it's just really confusing to me, man, because the Saints use their tight ends. And our system is loosely based off the Saints. So the Saints use their tight end. We've seen Jared Cook eat. We've seen Jimmy Graham eat there. So we know the Saints use tight ends. Maybe it's not Ian Thomas. Maybe it is Ian Thomas. I don't know. We've seen Thad Moss eat LSU a little bit. So I don't. It's just tough, man.
I'm curious. I'm curious, yo. Like, what if we take Cal? I know it's not going to happen, but what if we take Cal Pitts at 8?
Hey, man, he's a weapon, bro.
Oh, dude, and that's the thing. Like, we would have I could see 2 yellows turn into a green, and then you just put somebody else in the slot instead of DJ Moore. You put DJ Moore on the other end with Robbie. You put Cal Pitts where Ian's at, and then you just maybe you move Bayless over in the slot or whatever, or put somebody else in the slot.
I guess I say this to say I'm not convinced it's gonna be a huge investment in tight end, and I'm not talking about Pitts because I think Pitts is an elite weapon. I don't just bunch him in tight end, so I'm not talking about Kyle Pitts, but I just don't think there's gonna be a huge investment going out trading for a Zach Ertz or going out and signing a Hunter Henry. Like I think I don't think there's going to be a big investment like that. I do think you can get a guy like Jonas Smith for a little bit cheaper, or Gerald Everett for a little bit cheaper. And those are the type of guys I would target personally. Man, I'm giving y'all all my free agency vibes. But anyway, look forward to those. That's just my opinion. But all of my decisions are going to be based off of this heat map. So if you don't see a particular position, and it's not just going to be based off of this, because I'll give you an example. I'll give you an example on the defensive side. If you look at Zach Kerr and Derrick Brown, they're both green. But listen, Zach Kerr's his contract is going to expire next year, so you got to look a little bit further, and I'll take all that into account. That's why Leonard Williams is going to be one of the guys I'm heavily invested in and will look to target heavily. And if I'm running the team, because you have to have an answer outside of Zach Kerr. Zach Kerr is old. He didn't stay on the field very long, but when he was on the field, he was great. But he didn't play that many snaps just because I think he was dealing with injuries and stuff. But so we got to look to invest and bolster up that front. So that's why I'm going to be heavily after trench guys, and not just Leonard Williams. There's other guys out there as well. So just keep an eye on that. Keep an eye on that. All right. Is any thoughts on this, Dave? Keep an eye on this. Free agency, man. My free agency videos. I'm going to do them by position too. I'll probably try to drop one per day. Just kind of prime up free agency. I think the free agency period opens on the 17th. I think that's when the tampering period opens. Let's see. Let me just check. Should have had that ready. My bad. Yeah, March 17th. And I think you can start tampering on the 15th. So 2 days before. I think that's the case. So just keep an eye on that. It's coming up real soon. So I'm going to do my primer videos by position. Unless you guys know, again, I'll probably bring up these heat maps, briefly talk about them for those that aren't in this stream. So just kind of give them a base knowledge of what's going on. And then I'm going to sum it up by going through the contracts too. See, I'm not one of these dudes that just going to give you a free agent. Oh, we should go out and sign, blah, blah, blah. Nah, I'm going to take these guys I think we should sign. I'm going to put them in contracts and make it fit and build it, because that's what you're supposed to do. You don't just say something just to say it. Nah, make it go through the whole process. Put up a contract, put some guaranteed numbers up, structure the deal, and then talk about it. Because then that's going to narrow out a lot of guys you can take, because the cap exists. Okay, obviously there's ways to get around it, but the cap does exist. So I'm not one of those dudes. All right, I'm gonna give you the full picture. Moving on. Listen, my bad. First of all, I want to apologize for the Kansas Pro Day, although it's not my fault. I was supposed to go live for the Kansas Pro Day, but there was no one streaming it. Nobody was streaming it. Kansas Athletics made it seem like they were going to stream it on their Twitter page. They did not stream it, and therefore I had some people hanging in the live stream. So that's my fault. I'm hoping that moving forward we will find a place to stream the pro days, but the NFL is going to miss a huge mark if they don't find some way to show these pro days because there's no combine. I cannot believe, and maybe it's because it's Kansas, right? Kansas is not a good football team. They only have one prospect in Puka Williams, okay? But they are going to miss a huge mark if they are not posting these somewhere so that people can view them. It's stupid, okay? You have to view these. And again, I'm gonna give them a pass because it's Kansas. But moving forward, we got to see these. For instance, real quick, Puka Williams. This was his pro day metrics. Shout out to MathBomb at MathBomb on Twitter. He has developed this RAS scoring system. You've probably seen it before, but he takes all the combine information and gives them he kind of just takes the average of the performances and ranks them against themselves of the same position. So again, and it develops a RAS score. So based on 1 to 10. So if you look at his height, his weight, it ain't good for him. His bench press, he's only able to bench 4 reps. I'm not gonna laugh. I didn't mean to laugh at that, but he only had 4 reps in the bench press. Because listen, we about the same weight. I'm a little bit taller than Puka. We about the same weight, but I sure as hell can't bench 225 4 times. So I didn't mean to laugh at that. But in comparison to others, that's not very good. Again, he's got a good speed grade. If you look at his composite speed grade, his 40-yard dash was a 4.38. Very good. 20-yard split was a 2.55. 10-yard split was a 1.52. So that's very good from a RAS scoring perspective. That means he's in the top percentile of speed. Okay, so he's very good in wide speed in comparison to wide receivers. So just wide receivers. It's all against the positions. All right, and then the shuttle drill, 3-cone, he was solid. Vertical and all that good stuff. So it is what it is. All right, so that's how I'm going to be tracking these pro day numbers when they come in. When they come in, I'm going to be looking at these. I'll pull some of these up, maybe only for Patreon members. Not quite sure yet, but I'll go through these and kind of give my thoughts on them. All right, moving on. So I'm hoping we're going to find out. We're going to find out tomorrow. Northwestern has their pro day tomorrow. I will go live. If I can find somewhere to view it, I will go live. Now, if there is not somebody watching this pro day or have this pro day available live, I will be sorely upset. You got Rashawn Slater in a top 10 pick, and you got Greg Newsome, who was a potentially early day 2 pick. Okay, if these guys are not on display somewhere live, then it's going to be really bad. It's going to be really bad.
Well, you know they're going to do some of them, right? Like they probably might do North Dakota State for sure because it's the quarterback.
For sure. Yes, I do expect the big ones like North Dakota State, Alabama, Ohio State, maybe. I expect those to get televised, just like Trevor Lawrence's was, and I'll be doing those for sure. But even like their own athletic, like you would think that the Northwestern athletic program would have some sort of, media in place so that people can view these. I just think that it should happen. It should happen. Of course, BYU's is definitely going to be there. But again, there's nowhere publicly right now that I know of that it's going to be showing the Northwestern Pro Day. So just keep an eye on it. If they go live, I will go live. I will be on the lookout early tomorrow, trying to look for these. But the Northwestern Pro Day is tomorrow. I will be going live for that joint. Clemson Pro Day is on Thursday. We might have a conflict with this one just because Thomas Davis and Greg Olsen's retirement ceremony is at 11. I am not missing that. So I'm hoping that their Pro Day goes live before that or after that. But I will catch it if I can. But we're going to be checking out, Amari Rogers, Cornell Powell, and Jackson Carmen. We'll be checking those guys out. So I'm going to be looking for this one. That's on Thursday as well. Again, I do not have a time. All right, and then we've got North Dakota State. I know this one's going to be televised. I'm going to be able to find it. I don't know the NFL Network. I think Perth Panther said is NFL Network going to be showing a lot of them. I don't know. I'm assuming so, but it's not. It's not publicly known. It's not publicly known. They haven't posted. I've been watching NFL Network's schedule to look to see if they're gonna do them. It's not publicly available right now, so I don't know. So Dylan Radins and Trey Lance, obviously these guys are going to be on display. I'm going to be watching these guys. I'll be watching these live. So again, if I can find the stream somewhere to watch these, I will be watching these live. So just stay tuned. Hit your notification bell. I know some of y'all haven't been getting notifications. My bad. I don't know what's going on with YouTube. YouTube holding your boys back because people ain't getting notifications. I don't know what's going on. Subscribers been messed up. It's all good. We're going to keep rolling, but it's all good. It's all good. So, that being said, that's all I got, Dave. That's all I got, man.
All these pro days is popping.
Pro days are gonna be lit. Pro days are gonna be lit, bro. It's gonna be lit. I can't wait. Can't wait. Cannot wait.
Gonna be some craziness up in these streets. Yeah, we could take Trey Lance at 8. I could see that happening. There's a lot of possibilities at 8. And the thing is, you would think the fact that we have so many possibilities that give us leverage to trade down, but I don't know if that's going to happen or not.
Yep. I don't know, man.
You want to do a mock draft? You want to open the phone lines?
Nah, I did a mock draft today, man. I'm not doing a mock today. You killing us with the sounds, bro. You killing us, dog.
Yeah, it's loud.
Yeah,
man.
your mic picks up all that.
I can't even have snacks in peace, man.
Nah, your mic picks up all that. All right,
I got
but nah, I don't think I'm gonna do a mock. Because I did a mock draft today. Go peep the one I did today if y'all looking for your mock fix. Phone lines.
Let's open the phone lines for a little bit. Come on.
All right, we'll go ahead and do it a little bit. Go ahead.
Just open it up real quick.
Do we call them phone lines anymore?
We'll call them. Well, let the people come in. Doors of the church are open. Doors of the church are open.
Yeah, there you go. The doors of the church are now open, man. If you want to join, the StreamYard link is in the chat somewhere. So just click that join us. Now, while that's happening, let me go ahead and say, go ahead and go to manscaped.com. We are still in our period with manscaped.com. So go ahead, or Manscaped, the company, go ahead and go there. I'm assuming that's why y'all not joining Patreon. It's because y'all spending money at manscaped.com. We have a certain number we have to hit in order to enter into long-term negotiations with Manscaped. So please go to manscaped.com. Use the code PNP and get 20% off plus free shipping. So 20% off plus free shipping at manscaped.com. That'll help your boys out. And listen, real quick, I do want to send a shout out because I know C3 got a Manscaped promotion, and I think 4-Man Rush also got a Manscaped promotion. But
they
the
just
guys
coming
got
after
it
us.
first. The guys got it first, but shout out to them though. I just shout out to them. Shout out to those guys because it's a big deal. It is a big deal for all of us for sure. But
absolutely,
so I want to say shout out to them. But please, all of us that get up here, we all have I'm assuming they got the same deal we got. That go and support those guys. Use their codes. Just grab a little something. It don't gotta be the whole pack. The whole
the
I forgot what they call it, but it don't
3.0.
got to be the whole thing. The perfect it don't got to be all that.
It don't have to be that, but I tell you what, there's a lot of stuff that comes with it, man. You get the clips, you get the ball deodorant. You know what I'm saying? So you get a lot of cool stuff. You get a dope bag too. It comes with a bag as well right now with the package. So I think the Perfect Package 3.0 is a good thing. And for the females that are watching, it's a phenomenal gift for your significant other. Manscaped, your balls will thank you.
Yes. Yes, they will. Please. All right. Noli, what's good, bro?
Noli?
Not much. Speaking of, shout out to Manscaped. Came in the mail.
Nice. You got something. I appreciate that.
That's what's up.
Appreciate that.
I was on the fence, but after that, skit y'all two had, really so much.
Yo, you stupid. Stupid.
It was awesome, man.
Yeah. So yeah, I can co-sign everything you guys just said.
Yeah. No, they got a good product. I've used the products that we received. I think it's a good product. Like, I stand by it. It's some good stuff.
For sure. Overall, I'm interested if we're going to get more information about what we think of the quarterbacks in the draft, because especially picking this high, eventually word gets out who we like. Like, who was it? Last year, it was obvious it was going to come down to Brown or Simmons. The year before that, We really liked Burns. The year before that, I remember it was obvious. We liked Jair and DJ. So I just want a definitive answer, and I know it'll come on who this coaching staff likes, and I think it's pretty obvious we're gonna take a quarterback. I want to believe the rumors are true that we love Fields and aren't impressed with Mac Jones at 8. I hope that's true. But overall, my fingers are crossed that. I mean, honestly, I would obviously take Trey Lance over Mac Jones, but at 8, or if we trade up, I'm really not trying to get a quarterback in round 1 unless his name is Fields or Lawrence, and Lawrence is gone. So I'm just crossing my fingers we don't reach for a Mac Jones at 8. If we have to take Lance, fine, but I think that's a huge risk. Because Tepper, with all the moves he's been doing, like, he wants a guy now. He wants Teddy gone now. And if you want to maximize your investment on Lance, he needs to sit. That's what he needs to do. So hopefully that they put 2 and 2 together and, you trade up. Honestly, I'd rather trade up and get Fields instead of give up the 3 firsts and, extra players for Watson. But so hopefully, I don't know if you guys get that information or anybody in the Discord. Hopefully that information comes out soon on what quarterbacks we're eyeing and who we like, because usually around quarterbacks that information comes out even more. So that's kind of what I'm waiting for.
And the thing that's crazy is that normally we could bank on site visits, but because of the fact that we're in COVID, that's a hard thing to gauge. Like, we would have an idea, but we would start having an idea once we start getting the visits popping. But because of COVID,
I think they're still going to happen virtually. So they're still going to track those visits virtually. Those meetings and things like that, you'll still get to see them.
Oh,
it's not going to be as obvious, but you'll still see them.
Oh, for sure. And you'll still get the insiders, or the leaks will come out. I remember 2018, it was obvious like a couple of weeks before, a month out, the Bills really like Josh Allen, or the Jets really like Sam. So hopefully we get that information and it becomes clear. And then I'm fascinated to see how far Fields falls, because to me, he's not getting the love he deserves. And you got Wilson rising up. Some people talking about he's the QB1, and you got Jones and Lance. So I think the draft starts at pick 4, in my opinion, assuming Fields doesn't get picked at 3. If he gets it picked at 3, great. But if Atlanta doesn't take a QB at 4, I think that's when the draft starts. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Hopefully, you said free agency starts next week.
Yeah, free agency starts on the 17th. But the tampering period, you'll start to see announced agreements on the 15th. Like, you know how they'll say such blah 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 reached an agreement, and the signing won't become official until you'll start to see those on the 15th.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, and I guess that'll be interesting. When you pulled up that picture of the cap space, I didn't realize we were going to have that much cap space in the next coming years. No, we got a ton. We got a ton in 20, and this depends. Again, it depends on what we do with the quarterback position. If we draft one, we're gonna be sitting pretty, bro. We're gonna have a ton of space, and that's why I think that trading. If you trade up to get a draft, if you trade up to draft a quarterback, that will prevent you to having to spend money on a quarterback. Therefore, you can spend money on other positions. Therefore, you don't have to worry about that draft capital because you can spend in free agency. You know what I'm saying? So that's the kind of offsetting effect with taking that quarterback. And if that's the case, just pay Moton, because I was looking at that. I was like, man, I mean, in principle, we still shouldn't have paid him. But if we're going to have that much cap space, then at the end, C-Mac's contract is not going to prevent us. If we're going to have 200, I mean, in principle, I still wouldn't have paid him. But
it's not. Yeah, we got a ton, bro. We got a ton, and I think a lot of it had to do with some of the maneuvers we made. Getting rid of Shaq. I think not Shaq. Yeah. Getting rid of Short's contract, getting him off the books. There was a couple others that moved on into 2022 that I think we axed. So we're good. We're in good shape. We're in good shape, man.
Oh, for sure, yeah, and that's all I had to say. I guess things will pick up once free agency starts, and hopefully, if the capologist, whoever the Samir guy, sees.
Oh, me?
Oh yeah, that's you. Hopefully, hopefully the team sees what you see and, take a chance and, backload contracts and sign a Leonard Williams, or, somebody, if you're really about that life and trying to win now. But that's pretty much all I got to say.
All right. Cool beans.
All right. So, Jason, what's good, brother?
How we doing?
Oh,
How
real
we
quick. Oh,
doing?
hold on, real quick, Noli. Do you have new internet or something, bro? Because you sound amazing, bro. You didn't chop up one
Yeah,
time.
man. Not a
Oh, for
chop.
real? I'm on an iPad now.
Good for you.
Yeah,
Stay with
you
the
sound
iPad,
great.
bro.
Yeah, you sound great, bro.
Appreciate it.
All right, Jason, what's good, man?
How we doing?
Good, man.
What's
What's
up,
up?
man?
So just on the quarterback draft, I guess scenarios, I would say. If you want Fields or Wilson, I think you got to go up to 2 or 3 to go get them.
Yep.
I don't see a scenario where you stay pat at 8 and get either of those. Either.
Very slim.
I can
Very
see.
slim.
I can see a scenario of Fields being there at 8, bro.
Very slim, bro.
No, because and here's why I say that. As thirsty as David Tepper is to get a quarterback, Denver's right behind us, and John Elway is even thirstier. John Elway has been out here for the last 5 years. He drafted Paxton Lynch, gave Brock Osweiler a contract.
But that tells me that he probably prefers Mac Jones over Fields.
Why?
Or I just because I think there's been talks that the Patriots are trying to trade up to go get Mac Jones, man. Like there's speculation that the Patriots might trade up, and that's so un-Belichickian.
Right, but to go, I don't see the Patriots coming up from 15. I don't see any.
They could because I don't think they're going to re-sign Cam, and I don't think they believe in Stidham.
Right, but
I could see
it takes 2 to tango. It takes 2 to tango. So I don't see a team being willing. I mean, maybe if you're Miami at 3, but even then, like that's
that's a division rival, so I don't think that'll happen.
That's what I'm saying. Is like I don't see Miami going down that far. Why would Atlanta want to go down that far? Cincinnati, no, they need help right now. Like I don't see anybody going down that far. Philly is arguable. That's at 6. From 6 to 15. Why make the deal with the Patriots when you can?
But the thing is,
in the top 10.
But the thing is, if you do it, you're gonna have to pay a lot of capital to get it. So you could get a freaking boatload of picks jumping that high.
No, that's true, but okay, and that's kind of why I'm getting back to my original point. Is 1, it takes 2 to tango, so I don't see a team wanting to go all the way down to 15. And 2, I have zero inclination that Bill Belichick is going to give up massive draft capital. That's just not his forte. So for those 2 reasons, I don't see it.
He has the capital to give. He always has a barrage of picks. So we'll see. It'll be interesting. I will say that.
So I think if you want Fields or Wilson, you're gonna have to go up to 2 or 3 to go get them. That to me is the most likely route. I do think that the Atlanta thing's a smokescreen, like whatever. Now, if you want a project, or even just like a little bit more of a project, I could see something where Fields and Wilson are gone, and we trade with, say, Cincinnati at 5 to go get Lance. I could see that happening. I'm not saying
I don't see Tepper doing that. If we're trading up, we're going to get a guy. Like it's no, and I think it's going to be Fields or Lance.
I'm just putting out scenarios.
Yeah, I don't think that happened. I think that's highly unlikely. I think the more likely scenario with Lance is that he falls to us at 8, but I don't even see us sitting. I don't see us sitting back and waiting for anybody to fall. I see us going to get.
Right, I agree. And if we are going to do that, I want to move up for Fields. That's just me personally. To me,
I'm with you.
Wilson, I mean, he had a great year this year, but to me, I go with the person I've seen do it more consistently. And that's Fields. Big time year last year, big time game versus Clemson this year.
He's a warrior, man.
Right, showed a ton of toughness.
He's a warrior, bro.
So that's just my opinion on between the Fields and Wilson debate, because that's what it is at this point with Trevor going 1. And I agree with you, like you said, Dave. At most, I think 2 of these guys hit.
Yeah, only one. I think only one's hitting, bro.
Right, I think 2 hit like at absolute most, and so you're playing roulette, and
I think
you're involved in.
I'm gonna wait before I say how many guys I think are gonna be successful, because it all depends on what the teams do to surround them. I think the Panthers is a good location for a quarterback to be successful with the right investments. If the investments are made in the offensive line, I think we're close. I don't think we're that far off. I don't think we're a terrible team. I think a drafted quarterback, can be successful here, given the right help with the offensive line. If we neglect that, then sure, he's going to suck ass. It's not going to be a no fault of his own. I think
to me, when I say that though, I'm not even talking about whether or not the team builds around them. I'm talking about given the team build around them, given like just basic level competence. How far can they legitimately take a team? Like you could have a guy like Jameis, right? Like, they built decently around Jameis, but Jameis was kind of the problem in Tampa. Couldn't really get things going. You bring in
was he though?
I don't think he was. Like, no, I don't think
he was the entire problem.
I don't think Jameis was the whole problem, man. Like I think Jameis got a raw deal. That man threw for 5,000 yards, bro. Like we're not doing that because
he gave the ball away. He gave the ball away 30 times. That's inexcusable.
He also threw for 30 touchdowns, and he threw for 5,000 yards.
But 30 touchdowns in today's league is like what? Like top 15-ish?
Bridgewater did half that.
No, I mean 30 interceptions is unexcusable. Inexcusable. I can't look past that.
No, I get it. I understand. Like when you're talking 30 TDs, 30 interceptions, that's bad. That's rough.
Going back to your original point, I don't think you can separate the two. Like I don't think you can separate a guy just being able to put a team on his back. Like there's only certain guys that can do that and just overcome what a team does to put.
Right, that's not my criteria for being a hit. That's not my criteria.
Maybe I'm misunderstanding
what I'm saying is, okay, you build around them, and they take you on a good deep playoff run at some point in their rookie contract first extension.
Okay,
that is to me you hit.
Okay, got it.
You don't have to win the Super Bowl. You don't have to be MVP. Like that's not my.
But again, that's all. But I think that all goes back to the situation they're picked in.
Right, but I'm saying like if given competence, I think two of these guys hit. Like I think these dudes are wildly overvalued.
That could be true, man. That could be true.
Overvalued.
It could be true.
That's just.
I think two. I think two is fair. I think one is a stretch. I think two is fair. I'm not gonna sit up here and say only one dude is gonna be successful. I think it just depends on where they go.
I'm rolling with one dude. I'm rolling with one dude, and I have it too. And the thing is, for me, in about a year or two, there's gonna be receipts, and I'm either gonna be right or I'm gonna be wrong. But I'm just going off how it's been. Like it ain't gonna be all 4 or 5 of them. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
I agree there.
It ain't gonna be all 4 or 5. Like
right.
Somebody's gonna. There's a couple teams that's gonna catch this bag. Period.
Right. My thing is when I kind of look at it, and this is not really like analytical in a way at all. It's just like when you close your eyes and you put Mac Jones out there, and he's got some talent around him. What is he doing? I don't see too much, bro. I don't. When I close my eyes, I see Justin Fields around him. Same situation, competence around him. Some good pieces, some bad pieces. I'm not here trying to hold an organization to a super, super high bar. I think he does well. I think a guy like Wilson could compete. I think a guy like Trask, I don't know. Like to me, not first round talent. Not first round. I think some of these dudes are wildly overrated. And because they're quarterbacks, they're being talked about within a top 15 pick, and they are not that. That's just my take. I know somebody else has hopped in the show, so I'm gonna let Sports Freak 28 go and talk to y'all later.
I appreciate that, man.
Appreciate it, man.
Sports Freak, what's up, man?
You're the last one, my brother. Everybody?
What's up, man?
I like type out the quarterback situation and have some ideas that might work.
Sure, go ahead.
There's some other quarterbacks that we gotta know that might throw the ball and run the ball too, like the guy from Notre Dame, Books. He can run the ball 2 times.
Yeah, Book is cool, but he's I don't think he's what we're looking for.
Well, he might be my pick to be the backup to our next quarterback redraft. Maybe get 2 quarterbacks, like one late, just to be a third string. Because PJ Walker, he is good, but I heard another rumor about what's it? The 49ers like Bridgewater. I'm thinking if we get Bridgewater, give us Jimmy G or no deal.
Nah, here's my thing. I have no interest in us taking 2 quarterbacks in this draft. If we take 2 quarterbacks in this draft, I'm gonna be questioning a lot of level of leadership in Carolina if we take 2 quarterbacks in this draft.
Well, if we do take 2 quarterbacks, we can use one in the trade for another player, like a move
Nah,
up.
man, this ain't fantasy, bro.
I think that sounds nice, but we have a lot of holes. We can't afford.
We got too many holes for that.
Yeah, we can't afford to do that. I think it sounds nice in Madden. I think you could do that, but in this joint, no, I don't think.
What if we pull a trade in a draft where we don't trade down too far, but there's some teams that have more than 1 pick in the first round? What if we offer Shaq Thompson, our first round pick, and swap for 2 first round picks this year, draft a quarterback, and then somehow, let's say we get a running back to back up McCaffrey in case he's injured.
Hold on, hold on, go back. You said trade Shaq Thompson for 2 first-round picks?
Yeah, our first-round pick too, because some teams have more than 1 pick.
Nah, that ain't happening.
Nah, yeah, that's not happening.
Shaq, you gotta take that contract. So we would have to pay them to take that contract. That ain't happening.
Shaq is not. Yeah, no, that's not happening.
Miami, because the Miami and New York are the only 2 teams. There might be another team that has multiple picks in the first round. And the thing is, you're not. It's too much.
Yeah, if we do get a quarterback, there are 3 quarterbacks I keep my eye on in the first round. It's Fields, Lawrence, and Jones. Because I don't want to try the guy from North Dakota State.
Where's Trey Lance at?
He played 1 game. That's all.
No.
He played a whole season.
Be disrespectful. Don't be disrespectful. Trey Lance is a national championship. That man had a season with no picks.
No picks.
Undefeated, never lost.
I don't give a fuck what division is. He threw no picks.
That's true. That's impressive.
He played in Division 1 AA, not
No. But that doesn't matter, bro. That doesn't matter. Like that does not matter. Like if you
dominate what's in front of you,
dominate, it doesn't matter. You know who else played in Division 1 AA football that got drafted pretty high? Huh? You know who else?
Carson Wentz out of North Dakota State, and he was a roster for the Eagles.
Well, what about Josh Allen?
You've got one more person.
What about Steve McNair? What about Steve McNair? Steve McNair played for Alcorn State. He was the top 5 finalists in the Heisman at Alcorn State. That man threw for damn near 1,000 yards in a game. If you're dominant where you're at, they're going to find you. It does not matter. And truth be told, there was talks that Carolina was going to take McNair over Kerry Collins. Truth be told, there was talks that.
Sadly, Kerry Collins was a big mistake.
Yeah, they should have took McNair. They should have kept the pick and took McNair. Like, I was pissed. They should have took McNair, but you know.
I think Wilson might be a bust, man. I think Wilson's going to be a bust.
Actually, if we don't get Lance, how about we go after a guy from BYU?
Sorry.
Go ahead.
I do have one more question.
One more. That's the last one. Go ahead.
Okay. After we do get our franchise quarterback, how do y'all feel about Carlos Dunlap coming to Carolina? He just got released today from the Seahawks.
This is what I was talking about earlier. Like every time somebody gets released, like every Panthers fans want to sign him. He's 32 years old.
He's from my hometown.
That's cool, but he's still 32 years old.
Still 32 years old.
It's not what we need. We need to get younger.
Von Miller. We can sign both of them for 1 year contracts.
He's not Von Miller, bro.
He's not.
I know.
And listen, he's 32 years old. We got to get younger. We're not close.
We're not part of that life anymore, man. We're trying to get younger. Like we're not even built to be out here signing.
#vet men. #vet men. Yo, there it is. That's what I was talking about earlier. That's what I was talking about earlier. Yeah, no, it's not happening, bro. It's not happening.
So let me.
I think with all due respect, I think you got to get a little bit more realistic with your scenarios. You got to get realistic. There's mad and there's reality. I think some of the stuff you're saying is a lot of hypotheticals, a lot of reality stuff, bro.
It's a lot of work.
Let me hit you with the real shit. Let me hit you with the real shit, bro.
Before I go, how do y'all think about Mr. Sermon? Should we go after him?
Oh,
There you go, vet men. That's what we're just
All
talking
right.
about.
Hey,
Nah, you
I'm going to
can't.
ask you a question if we should.
No, I
Because
don't
I
think we
told my
should. No.
yeah, a lot of people ask me yes. I said no.
No. All right. So
Because
like I said, the draft is serious, bro. The draft is real serious because the draft is option two of Deshaun Watson. We don't get Deshaun Watson. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
actually,
But the
I
draft,
don't want Watson because that'd be too much money lost.
you tripping? You tripping? You tripping?
Go ahead, QT. Go ahead. I got to mute him. Go ahead. My fault.
Hey, and then it goes to the draft, obviously, you know what I'm saying? Because Watson is a big gamble. You know, we might not hit, we might crap out. Oh well, whatever the fuck. Or they might not just never give him up. But the draft start at 2, you know. But really, we should be trying to get Lawrence. We should be like all the way down the shit. Like, hey, can we trade up? Can we trade up? But really, the smartest thing is to wait even after to see what the Jets do. Because I really think that Wilson's a bust, and I hope the Jets pick him, and then we could steal fucking Fields over the Falcons. You know, that's
Yeah.
like that's
well,
like
the Falcons.
dream.
The Falcons ain't taking a quarterback at 4, man.
It don't matter. It don't
Yeah,
matter
they
about
is. Yeah,
them,
they
bro.
are.
Some
Yeah,
it
they
does,
are.
even
It's
if they,
about
it doesn't
somebody
matter.
else. It's
It's
about
about somebody else. It's about
They
somebody else. It's
They
They're
you
not. The
have
Falcons
to,
are not
listen,
taking it.
I
I
agree.
promise you, bro.
I agree
The
with.
Falcons.
But I agree with. Hold on, real quick,
bet 100
Dave. I
push-ups.
agree with what QT said. I agree with what QT said. Listen, it's you step back, you look at what the Jets do. You got if they draft Fields or Lawrence, you got Fields or Wilson. You have to move at that point. You have to you got to trade up to 3. If they don't go, if they happen to go Penei Sewell or something else, then you got a little bit of breathing room because then you got to think about obviously the Falcons are not going to trade you for. They're just not going to
They're
do
not
it.
going to take a
It's not
quarterback
realistic.
anyway.
But it's not about them. It's about somebody else getting that. They're not going to trade us the pick, Dave. They're not going to do that. So it's not about them picking a quarterback. It's them trading it to somebody else to take a pick. So either way, you have to move to 3. If you want a quarterback, you need to be on the phone with Miami Dolphins right now saying, what is it going to take? What do we need to do to get to number 3? Let's go ahead and get this hammered out because I like what QT said. Listen, if they go Wilson or Fields at number 2, listen, you got to be ready to go either. And if they don't, you have your pick of the litter at that point. You can say, "Oh, I want Wilson," or I want Fields. So I agree. Draft starts at 2. My fault. Go ahead. Good point.
No, you good. You good. I just would hate to jump up after they get Fields though. I don't want to jump up to get Wilson. I think he's a bust.
Yeah.
We don't know what it. We're all guessing, bro. Like I'm even
But I
guessing
feel like
about.
that's the worst gamble though. That's the worst gamble.
No, it's not. How do you know? I mean, you could argue that Trevor Lawrence might be the worst gamble. Everybody's assuming that Trevor Lawrence is going to ball. Like we're all
Lawrence.
guessing. We're all guessing right now. We're all thinking that this is going to be the guy.
But you're
we
guessing
don't know
on a probability. You know what I mean? It's like poker. You feel me? You ain't seen the turn of the river yet. You know what I mean?
Quarterbacks in the first round got a high bust rate. We're all guessing.
But they
bro.
got a
We're
flop.
all
But it's a flop. You feel me? Like Texas Hold'em. This is the flop. The draft is the flop. You know what I mean? And you got to predict that turn in the river depending on what you got off that flop. Is that adding up? You got a flush draw. You got a straight draw. You got both. You know, is he both out in to throw?
Slim,
that's the Lawrence. You know what I mean?
Slim out here comparing Zach Wilson to Blaine Gabbert, which is the most hilarious thing ever. But he could be the next Blaine Gabbert. We don't know.
Hey guys, thank you for having me.
No problem, man.
Hey, you have a good night, and I hope we do get Fields because he's my quarterback right now because he can run the ball and throw the ball.
All right, go ahead. All right,
That's
go ahead. QT, you got anything else, bro? I had to mute. Sorry, I had to mute him, man. I'm trying to be disrespectful, man.
I'm respectful to you. You know what I mean? I like Fields too, but he kind of reminds me of Teddy. That's like the only thing that fuck with me on him. Like, you know, does he really throw deep like that?
Fields?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, he tore my
Yeah.
Clemson Tigers up throwing deep.
He did.
Yeah.
And he's accurate when he does it too. He's
I don't
accurate
really
when he
follow
throws.
too
He
hard
was
on
more
college.
everybody hypes up Zach Wilson about his deep throw accuracy. But Justin Fields had better deep throw accuracy than Wilson. So yeah, he's solid. He's good. Fields is almost. Listen, he's a legit dual threat. I think Trevor Lawrence is a dual threat. You can draw up some run plays for him. I think Clemson did that. I don't think they're going to do that much in the NFL. But I think that Wilson I think Fields and Trey Lance are the two legit dual threats in this draft. You want a dual threat? I mean, a guy that you're gonna draw up run plays for that can offer that dual threat capability. Those are the only two guys I'm gonna do it for, and I think that's why I like Fields and I like Lance. Obviously, you haven't seen it as much. Doesn't mean he can't do it. Doesn't mean he's not capable. Obviously, Fields has way more history of doing these things. So you like Fields over Lance, but I like them both, man. I do like them both. I think we're gonna end up with one of these guys.
I like Lance over Wilson though. I feel like it goes Lawrence, Fields, Lance, Wilson. You know what I mean? Honestly, I'm like Jones and Wilson are tied, bro. To me, like, you know what I mean? Like, cause I see. I'm one of those people that wouldn't be mad if we got Jones. You feel me? Like, you think what he did in Alabama is he had two great fucking quarterbacks. The only thing different that in our situation for him is we don't have a great line, and we can build that.
Only one. I'm standing by my guns. Only one.
We can build that though. We can build that.
All right, Jared, what's good, bro?
We got
you
hopped
with him.
What's going on, fellas?
What's up, man?
Nothing much, man. What's good with you, broski?
Man, nothing much, man. Long time no talk. I ain't seen you.
Yeah, man. Where you been, bro?
Man, I just been working, man.
That's what we all doing, man.
I just been working, man.
Another job interview today. Dude.
Like this whole military thing has been kicking my ass like the past 2 months.
Appreciate the service, by the way.
Appreciate
Absolutely.
you guys.
I see that. I say that all the time.
Man, I'm missing like the draft season feel, honestly. Like it don't really feel like it's draft season coming up. Like with the combine, like what Brandon Marshall did on I Am Athlete, I appreciate him what he did for those guys. That was honestly really dope. If you guys didn't see that, go check out I Am Athlete Combine. Happened this past week. Hopefully next year he can get more guys. Like hopefully for like the HBCU guys that don't really get a combine, hopefully he can do that for them.
Yeah, that would be dope.
Yeah, that would be awesome for him to do that. As far as the quarterback situation goes, Deshaun Watson is pretty much a pipe dream right now. I don't see that happening for us.
I don't think he's playing this year. I think he's not playing. I don't think he's playing this year, bro.
I don't think he's playing, but I don't think he's playing for us either.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to play for Houston. I don't think Houston's going to trade him. I think that man's sitting out this year.
Yeah,
I really do.
It sucks because that's my boy, being a Clemson fan. I love Deshaun, but if he's got to sit out, I completely understand it because he's not happy with the situation that's going on with the leadership and the ownership of that team. It's amazing how they were just in the playoffs a year ago, and then it just turned J.J. Watt gone, DeAndre Hopkins gone. It's amazing what bad ownership can do to a team.
I was gonna say it sounds familiar. Actually, I don't. I mean, it sounds like honestly, it sounds. Close. Yeah,
but
we are close. I think not as bad, but close.
But you know what the crazy thing is? Close. Watson balled throughout that, despite that.
He balled throughout it. He held his head up. He did what he had to do, and he got his money. And he's like, all right, now I got that fuck you money, so I'm gonna sit out this season.
He ain't. And the thing is, everybody's like, oh, he's gonna be traded. I was like, dude, there's levels to why Houston don't want to do it. One, Houston don't want to do it because Deshaun's trying to force their hand. So Houston's prized in the way it is too. Two, they're gonna have to take a crucial cap hit if they trade that man because they got to pay him all that guaranteed money. So like, there's a lot of things that's gonna have to happen for that to occur. So it isn't gonna make sense for Houston to do it, and nobody's gonna be willing to pay that price, even Pepper. When Pepper can just trade up and not give up as much to get somebody long term.
I really want to see him end up in Miami.
Nah, fuck all that, dude. I think Temper he gonna put some shit down on shit for real. He gonna put some shit down. He's gonna put it on the table. Have you been seeing that little shit that's on like the what was it fucking Panther what was it? It was like some Panther. It wasn't Panther Network. It was I don't know you guys, but some SSB or Nation or something like that. They were saying like 4 picks, Shaq Thomas and Yetur or something like that, and I was like, that sounds right. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not happening, bro.
4 picks?
They not.
He
not
ain't playing, bro.
How?
Yo,
they not
turn
taking
down
that.
4 picks. They can't turn down 4 picks. and
Not
play.
because the thing is, you know why you turn down 4 picks? It's simple why you turn down 4 picks. Because you have a franchise quarterback. You have a top 5 quarterback
that ain't playing for you.
They're not playing for him
He's not
anymore.
playing for you.
Like, it's the best situation for
But the thing
team.
is, they got to pay that man's bonus regardless if he shows up or not. Like, for them, they could just wait it out. They'll just wait it out.
No, because they could lose out. He could.
No, they can't. No, they won't. Because they already, if they trade him, they gotta pay for that. They gotta pay for the bonus cap hit anyway.
Or so
they can at least recoup some of it with the fines. Like they're not gonna. They can wait this out because they understand how hard it is to get a franchise quarterback. So, and that's what they're going to do.
No,
like
he
because
can go out there and throw duds, you know what I mean, all day, and they can't do nothing about it. They can do the thing Marshall did, right? When they're throwing, he just bats the ball down. You know what I mean?
I'm telling you, bro. Houston doesn't want to trade that man. Deshaun is going to have to show whether or not he's going to sell, and I think Deshaun is going to do it. We're going to see what happens, yo. It's going to be. I'm looking forward to see how this goes down because if he don't get traded by the draft, it ain't happening.
Could you imagine if we had to trade Cam like in his 4th year?
Yeah.
Like the fans of Houston have to be like devastated right now.
Yeah, they have to be livid, yo.
Yeah,
I couldn't imagine. Couldn't imagine, man.
But that's all I got, fellas. I appreciate what you guys are doing. I love the show. Love what you guys are doing. Glad you guys are getting that notoriety that you deserved for all that hard work.
No, I appreciate it, man.
We killing over here. We're just trying to keep it going. We got a lot of stuff coming. Trust me, it's some more stuff coming that has not been filmed yet. That's coming down the pipe. I've been on the phone with agents for prospects. Yeah, so it's a lot of stuff coming that hasn't been recorded yet. I put it in Discord a couple things that are going to be happening. I haven't dropped names yet because I don't want to get people excited, and then there's been some conflict schedule issues. So I've been trying to hold them, but we got some good information coming and some good content. But it's a lot of it. I'm not releasing everybody, man. A lot of it's gonna be for Patreon. Listen, and my OGs. The OGs obviously y'all got y'all Discord access, so y'all good. Y'all are gonna see it. So I try to take care of y'all since y'all contribute so much to the show. Yeah, man, I got a lot coming, man. I've been over the past week or so. I've been busting my ass, like real talk. I've been talking to a lot of people. Been getting a lot of no's too, but it's cool. You gotta shoot your shot. So it's cool. Yeah, it's cool. But yeah, man, it's gonna be fun. Looking forward to it, man. Hopefully, everybody get on that Patreon because that's gonna be what a lot of the content is gonna be. Again, I don't want to alienate some of the people, some of the day one folk. The information that y'all get and the shows that y'all getting now will stay the same. But there's just gonna be additional content that I'm doing that y'all haven't been presented with yet. That'll only be for Patreon folk. So and OGs.
So like everybody's saying, Watson get traded after June 1st. I think that's too late, man. If you're gonna trade that man, you got to trade him before the draft. June 1st is too late. You got to trade him before the draft. Yeah, you got to trade him before the draft. Yeah, you got to trade him before the draft. I'm looking at the chat.
If Watson want to get the most money out of you, hold him all the way to the draft. You got to catch somebody desperate in that bitch. You know what I mean? That's what I think.
Well, for Watson, he's getting paid he's getting his guaranteed guap regardless. They paid that man a lot of guaranteed money. So
I'm talking about draft picks. I'm talking about paid draft picks. You know what I mean? Like
those draft picks are gonna hurt.
We can get desperate and send out 5. You know what I mean? We on draft day. Hey, everything. But
I think Houston's pride is why it's not going to happen. Like I think people are underestimating what the Patriot way is, and forgetting where Nick Caserio comes from. And I think you guys got to understand if the reports are saying that you got to trade Watson, that means Nick Caserio's probably not going to trade that man. Like it's a safe bet that he's not going to trade that man. Like even like it's going to be it's going to come down to pride, and I don't think Houston's going to be willing to trade him. Because everybody else is saying that you need to trade him. So that's where I'm at. That's why I know it's gonna be who blinks first. And I don't think Houston's gonna blink. I think you're more likely to see Deshaun in a Houston uniform than Caserio trading him. But I think Deshaun legit is gonna sit this season out. But all right. I'm ready to close
let's go ahead. We about to wrap this thing up, man. Shout out to everybody joining. But Dave, you wanna take us out?
Yeah, man. All right. Follow us on Twitter at Panther Nation PC. If you haven't heard already, we got Patreon popping. You know, at only a minimum of $3 a month that you want to get on the Patreon. Manscaped.com. Get 20% off of free shipping with the code PMP. You can follow me on Twitter at ChampD1012. You can follow the podcast at Panther Nation PC. We're on Facebook. Subscribe if you haven't already. We got a lot of draft content coming up. We got a lot of pro days. Hopefully, if everything falls through the cracks, we got a lot of dope content coming down the pike for our Patreon subscribers. And you have until the end of the month for the giveaway. And always remember, keep pounding, folks.
Keep pounding, man. We out of here.
Keep pounding. Hey, and Watson's gonna get everything. You know what I mean? They would really get everything from that fucking trade. They would be the winners. You know what I mean? Like, what time do you get a quarterback? What pick was he, like 10 or something? And you get back 5 motherfucking first round picks out, 4 first round picks out of it. You know,
I don't want it to be us. I don't want it to be us.
Give it. I say give it.
No,
I say
too
give
much.
it. That's a win now shit. We take that division now shit. And then it's the Brady effect because they're gonna see us winning. Everybody's gonna come to the squad.
Bucks will still win. Bucks will still win that division if we're giving up 4 first round picks for Deshaun Watson.
You got me fucked up. Nah,
I'm serious.
Nah.
All right. Let's get up out of here. I gotta get out of here, bro. It's
Yeah, we do
about
too.
close to 11.
See
I gotta
you,
get
man.
out of here, man. All right, peace out.
Yeet.